All right, let's check it. I don't know why these got you going to sleep. We're coming back on the 27th. Ian, what's up? What are you doing in London, Ian? Anyway, Islamatic, what's going on? Craig, what's going on? Big Lou, what's up? Brian Will, what's up? H Town, Tall E, Mr. Donnie Mac, what's going on? Let me see. There's something that somebody gave me a super chat because they wanted me to actually um, show one of the places I got about the Colombian out of wedlock birth rate. And so I'm going to show that real quick because they paid me. Hey, they gave me a super chat to show them where it is. This is just one report. I've said there's probably a bunch of charts, but um, I'm just going to share it real quick. I'm going to probably put it in the community tab just in case he didn't see it. But I'm going to share it so that he can actually see it because this is just one of them. But I think I don't know what date this is. This is 2016. This is a while back. Get rid of that. Anyway, yeah, but this is a while back. So this is old news. This is 2016, and I think it's gotten worse since then. I think it's 85, but back then this was 84%. 2016. I was looking for the actual chart that has them at like 85, 86%. But I think this will do for for what he wants. And like I said, this is old. Yeah, yeah, I got tons of it. I mean, I got way more than I can actually know what to do with. Wait, I just wanted to show that. The other thing that I want to share because we've been going around and around, been going around and around about this trucker thing. So the other things, if I can pull it up, because I just had it. Let me see if I can pull it up. Is about this trucker thing, about this trucker shortage, which has been in the news and it's been around for a while, and it got to the point where the ports just started to back up, like the last month or two. Ports just started to back up, but the trucker shortage has been there for quite a while. And let me see if I can find the video because I actually have a video with uh, somebody actually talking about it. I just saved it. Let's see. So get some of this business out of the way. Yeah, that's it. That's it. There we are. Let me see. Share. Share screen. Window. Uh, and say cancel. Share. Share with audio. Window. And that should do it. See if that's it. Yeah, that'll do it.
and we've seen the driver situation probably about as bad as I've ever seen it in my career. So very hard, difficult to find truck drivers, not only from a competitive standpoint, but from the standpoint that I think structurally things have changed in the driver population as it relates to the job and wanting to be home with their family and things through COVID that I think have changed things and maybe have changed things permanently. The other issue as we move into 22 is we've got this infrastructure bill, which we believe will create further demand and also further constrain supply. So I think that we're probably looking at a much more prolonged cycle than what we typically see with these 6 quarter cycles.
Eric, I want to focus in on that driver scarcity that your report essentially highlights. And now, this is nothing new. We've heard of so many CEOs and corporate executives talk about labor shortages right now, just the absolute difficulties in trying to find workers. We have some unemployment benefits that are going to be drying up in about a month now. Do you think that that's going to force perhaps more drivers back to the trucks, or do you think that this perhaps is a salary issue and that a company like yours and others are going to have to start paying premiums to get drivers back into the trucks and back to work?
So it's a combination of a few things. One, we do see an impact with the unemployment benefit. So when certain states had in June, when certain states went away from unemployment benefits, we did see further drivers come back into the market. So I do think that is having a factor. I think that pay is a big component of this. Now, we and most of the industry have given significant pay raises over the last 12 months. We've given about a 30 to 35% pay raise just in a 12-month cycle, and that was through a couple of different pay raises. But we believe that in order to really get into where we can compete against manufacturing, construction, and even driving jobs where drivers are home on a more consistent basis, we think we probably need to have probably another 20 to 30% premiums to the pay raises that exist today. Now, that's not something, unfortunately, we can do just in a vacuum. We're in such a cyclical industry and it's heavily commoditized in a lot of ways that there is a component that has to happen with the customers, the end users as well. And so uh, we're going to have to work together if we're really going to solve this structural driver problem.
Eric, I want to ask about another supply chain issue that maybe you're experiencing, which is on the trucks. So what's been interesting is that the orders for trucks, based on your report, appeared to be pretty robust, but the actual production is another story, probably for the same reason that many other manufacturers are facing, because it's just hard to source parts right now. There's backlogs all over the place. So do you feel like that's an issue right now, that it's also just the amount of trucks that you can put out on the road, or is it really the labor shortage that's the bigger issue here?
I think it's both. I mean, for a company like ourselves, we, regardless of cycle, we are constantly trading in tractors and trailers. So we order about 1,500 trailers a year, or tractors a year, and probably about 3 to 4 thousand trailers a year. We're running about 9 months behind on tractors and being able to get tractors delivered. And at this point, we're probably running closer to 18 months behind on trailers, and the trailers could be another 18 months or so before we can really get the amount of trailers that we need for our fleet. On the tractor side, it's getting worked out. I think that we'll probably start to see or tractor deliveries happen over the next month or so. But again, we're still a solid 9 months behind where we'd like to be.
Eric, right now, are some of these rising costs being passed along to some of the shippers?
Oh, for sure. So on the spot rate side, we're seeing spot rates run a premium of nearly 50%. And that's the volatile part of our market that's constantly moving up and down based on supply and demand. And 50% premium is about as high as I've ever seen it. And it's been staying there probably for about 20 months now. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. So that's getting passed along. Plus, on the contract side, which are more long term rates, we're seeing rates up anywhere from 10 to 15% on an annual basis, and in some cases, a more difficult rate, as I would phrase it, even up to 20%. So rates and prices are definitely being passed along for sure.
And Eric, just for the viewers that maybe don't understand how this industry works, these spot rates, I imagine, are contractually agreed to. So is there any sort of like lead or lag time element to?
Let's see if I can share the video. Let me see if I can share the video instead. Maybe that'll do it. Because I don't know why it's slow. It's loud on my side. Let's see. Share. video file. Let's see if I can find it. Document. See if that'll. See if we can actually do it that way. See if it's better.
Welcome
How
back
about
to
that?
Yahoo Finance. Well, we've talked about inflation in a number of different categories, but one of the biggest price pressures comes from the cost of transportation. And like many other industries, the spot rates to move goods by truck have risen over the past few months. Eric Fuller is the CEO of U.S. Express, one of the nation's largest truckload carriers. And Eric, it's great to have you here. I want to kind of kick off this conversation by talking about this new quarterly report that your team has. It noted that what goes up must come down on the cost of shipping right now. But I guess my question naturally is, when do you see those inflationary pressures on your business abating?
Yeah, typical in our business, typically these things last about 6 quarters. So we're very cyclical, and there's kind of up cycles and down cycles, and they typically last 6 quarters. We are currently in, say, quarter 4, quarter 5, depending on how you were to measure it. I don't see this being a typical 6-quarter type cycle. And I think there's a couple of reasons. One is structural. What you have going on in the market from a demand perspective, the demand is incredibly strong. I don't see that changing anytime soon at this point, probably well into 22. And also driven by demand is some of the things around supply chain and also inventory levels. On the supply side, you've got driver constraints, which are continuing to plague the industry. And we've seen the driver situation probably about as bad as I've ever seen it in my career. So very hard, difficult to find truck drivers, not only from a competitive standpoint, but from a standpoint that I think structurally things have changed in the driver population as it relates to the job and wanting to be home with their family and things through COVID that I think have changed things, that maybe have changed things permanently. The other issue as we move into 22 is we've got this infrastructure bill, which we believe will create further demand and also further constrained supply. So I think that we're probably looking at a much more prolonged cycle than what we typically see with these 6-quarter cycles.
Eric, I want to focus in on that driver scarcity that your report essentially highlights. And now this is nothing new. We've heard of so many CEOs and corporate executives talk about labor shortages right now, just the absolute difficulties in trying to find workers. We have some unemployment benefits that are going to be drying up in about a month now. Do you think that that's going to force perhaps more drivers back to the trucks, or do you think that this perhaps is a salary issue and that a company like yours and others are going to have to start paying premiums to get drivers back into the trucks and back to work?
So it's a combination of a few things. One, we do see an impact with the unemployment benefit. So when certain states had in June, when certain states went away from unemployment benefits, we did see further drivers come back into the market. So I do think that is having a factor. I think that pay is a big component of this. Now, we and most of the industry have given significant pay raises over the last 12 months. We've given about a 30 to 35% pay raise just in a 12-month cycle, and that was through a couple of different pay raises. But we believe that in order to really get into where we can compete against manufacturing and construction and even driving jobs where drivers are home on a more consistent basis, we think we probably need to have probably another 20 to 30% premiums to the pay raises that exist today. Now, that's not something, unfortunately, we can do just in a vacuum. We're in such a cyclical industry, and it's heavily commoditized in a lot of ways, that there is a component that has to happen with the customers, the end users as well. And so we're going to have to work together if we're really going to solve this structural driver problem.
Eric, I want to ask about another supply chain issue that maybe you're experiencing, which is on the trucks. So what's been interesting is that the orders for trucks, based on your report, appeared to be pretty robust, but the actual production is another story, probably for the same reason that many other manufacturers are facing, because it's just hard to source parts right now. There's backlogs all over the place. So do you feel like that's an issue right now, that it's also just the amount of trucks that you can put out on the road, or is it really the labor shortage that's the bigger issue here?
I think it's both. I mean, for a company like ourselves, regardless of cycle, we are constantly trading in tractors and trailers. So we order about 1,500 trailers a year, or tractors a year, and probably about 3,000 to 4,000 trailers a year.
we're running about 9 months behind on tractors and being able to get tractors delivered. And at this point, we're probably running closer to 18 months behind on trailers, and the trailers could be another 18 months or so before we can really get the amount of trailers that we need for our fleet. On the tractor side, it's getting worked out. I think that we'll probably start to see tractor deliveries happen over the next month or so. But again, we're still, a solid 9 months behind where we'd like to be.
Eric, right now, are some of these rising costs being passed along to some of the shippers?
Oh, for sure. So on the spot rate side, we're seeing spot rates run a premium of nearly 50%. And that's the volatile part of our market that's constantly moving up and down based on supply and demand. And 50% premium is about as high as I've ever seen it. And it's been staying there probably for about 7-8 months now, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So that's getting passed along. Plus, on the contract side, which are more long-term rates, we're seeing rates up anywhere from 10 to 15% on an annual basis, and in some cases, on more difficult freight, as I would phrase it, even up to 20%. So rates and prices are definitely being passed along to the shipper.
And Eric, just for the viewers that maybe don't understand how this industry works, these spot rates, I imagine, are contractually agreed to. So is there any sort of lead or lag time element to these contracts that would tell us that we can actually get a good picture of what people will be paying, let's say, X amount of months from now, based on what types of things people are signing right now?
So contract rates are usually a 1-year contract, and those are getting locked in at about a 10 to 15, and in some cases, like I said, 20% premium. So we're going to probably see that at least through the rest of this year and into next year. Bid season for us starts kind of in that February timeframe and runs through mid-summer. So next year, those rates will get reset. If the market continues to be strong and robust, then they'll probably get reset at a premium. Spot rates are real time, meaning that they get priced out on a daily basis based off of the supply demand metrics in the market. But right now, there's so much more demand than supply that I don't see that changing anytime soon. So those premiums are going to continue to run.
All right. Well, Eric, we'll have to have you back on to give us an update in another quarter or so. But Eric Fuller, U.S. Express CEO, thanks again for stopping by.
That's it. All right. Okay. That is, it was actually quite interesting because, can you guys hear me? Because I don't know how to stop this share. It should have stopped, but sharing the video. Okay, remove from studio. There we go. All right. Yeah, this is, then this is actually worldwide. This is not just a local thing. So, trucker shortage. Basically, I think. Let me see if I can find the chart. See if I find the chart because I actually clipped it, and this is the one that because really, when I do when I actually do a video or do a live stream, people ask me a question, I make I make an offhand remark about say like why are the ports backed up, okay, and the driver shortage has been around for a while because remember, I don't know, do you guys remember? It's not by design. Jesus Christ, come on, y'all, come on, Alchemist, man, please. Um, Actually, it really remember when the economy kind of shut down and there was nothing moving because China wasn't exporting, nobody was working, nobody was buying anything, right? Because nobody was working. So most of the economy shut down. If the economy shuts down and nobody's taking in orders, guess what's going to happen? Okay, truckers aren't going to work, and it's like a 2 or 3 month period where truckers really weren't working. Really like a 4 month period. Remember last year when all those big trucking concerns had to close their doors and go out of business because they couldn't afford to stay open. Remember that? If you guys remember that, eventually that it was actually going to have to open back up. Remember, because this is actually the Bureau of Labor Statistics, right? Whether you believe it or not, whether you think so or not, basically this is what they keep track of. Remember this period in 2020 right after the Chinese shut down, and then it was March of 2020 when the economy shut down for like 2 months. Look at the drop. Because I remember at the time when all those trucking concerns, all the truckers are parking their trucks, and all the big trucking concerns were actually going out of business and shutting their doors and laying off like 100, 200, 300 drivers, right? Those drivers had to go do something else. And you actually see the drop. And I think they say 66,000 truckers. Okay. And they're only about halfway back up to where they were prior to the pandemic. Okay. And then what happens if you see all that backlog, right? Even though the economy opens back up, you start shipping stuff back in. You can get all this backlog, and if you can't move stuff, the backlog's gonna get building up. Because I remember the port of Los Angeles. I think it started off as 20 ships, and then it went to 40, and then it finally got up to 70. So and basically the port of Long Beach has been doing 24/7 for the last month and a half. So that's only part of it. But they're also talking about containers not moving from warehouses, uh, and the port has nothing to do with trucks bringing in deliveries to warehouses and stocking stores. It has nothing to do with that. It's all over, and it's not just here. It's in Europe. It's in the UK. Well, the thing is that okay, you're already understaffed as far as truckers, right? You already don't have enough of them, and then you get a backlog. You get a backlog, and then you hit the busy season, right? China, China's all of a sudden there's a rush of orders to actually make up for the stuff that they don't have. So now you get an increase in demand, an increase in shipping, and you don't have enough truckers because they haven't come back to the trucks yet. They? Yes, they'll probably come back to the trucks within 3 or 4 months. If even Erica said they were already paying premiums to get truckers back into the trucks. In fact, I think she said Erica would say Erica said there's one trucker she was paying like 10 grand a month. Okay, she was paying him $10,000 a month, and she had been doing that for 4 months. Okay, that's a premium. Okay, because there's not enough. Now, will they have to raise rates? Sure. In fact, they said the container rate just to get a container from one place to another it went from $10,000 to $20,000. So people are already paying the premium. It's just a matter of getting the supply chain back up and running. Uh, it, well, if the thing is how much at this point, and it's a labor problem. It doesn't matter why. Yeah, yeah, it was 150K driver shortage before C19. You're right, and it only got worse. So it doesn't matter why there's no truckers and no truckers hauling goods. Don't matter why. The thing is, there's a shortage, and they have to work that out. They might not be chasing money. We don't. The thing is, I don't know why. There's a reason why there's a shortage, but they've been reporting the shortage for quite some time. It's not something that just started. Not something that just started. This stuff has been going on for a while, and the port of Los Angeles, I was actually watching it grow. So because they talk about 20 ships that couldn't dock, then it got to 40, then it got to 50, then it got to 70. Okay, that means nothing's moving, and the dock workers have been there. They were never laying off dock workers in the port of Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles. They weren't laying off dock workers. The dock workers have been there because they were called essential workers. They weren't laying anybody off. They have been working. Now the thing is, now that you have a backlog of all these ships and all these containers, now you have to go into overtime. Now you have to work 24/7 because you got a backup. You got a backup and a busy season. And it's not, it would be one thing if it was just the ports. It's all over. Everybody's been talking about driver shortages for the last 6 months, not delivering goods. They've been talking about supply chain for the last 6 7 months, and it's not new. There's article. I have articles going back. In fact, somebody sent me articles. I think it was one GT. It was actually sent me articles going all the way back to like March. Okay, so so it's not new, and if there was a driver shortage even before there was a backup at the ports. So 1 + 1 to me equal 2. Let's see. If I just key in driver shortage, right, you'll actually see Europe is having the same problem. It's not just here. Not just here. Like the UK has the same problem. You know, if you hit driver shortage, you see it in Europe, you see it in UK, you see it in Germany, you see it in Spain, you see it all over. You see it all over the world. It's if you shut an economy down, okay, okay, the drivers are going to park their trucks because there's nothing moving. In other words, drivers have to work every day. Okay, if they don't work every day, they go a couple of months or 3 months without being able to make any money. They're gonna, like AL says, I'm gonna park my rig, and they did. And now you have to open them back up. You have to open the economy back up. You got to pay them more to induce them to go back in the trucks, and that takes time. So this is not the only places actually talk about a driver shortage. And the reason there's so much attention on the docks is because you have all those ships backed up. Okay, and that gives people attention. It's probably helpful to the drivers because that actually brought attention to the White House. White House, because like I said, 40% of your goods come from Asia, and it comes through those two ports. Hey, Cleveland, what's going on? Anyhow, let me stop sharing. Anyhow, I just want to clear that up. People, because first thing people say there's no driver shortage. Bullshit. Okay, it's bullshit. The first thing they say, no, it's a dock worker shortage. Uh, People in Los Angeles can tell you same dock workers that have been there have never left. They have never been gone. And basically, for the whole year, just about to the last 2 3 months, there was no backup at the port. There was no backup at the port. But now you got a crush because nothing's moving. Okay, if you don't move it from the warehouses, if you don't move it from the train, because even train yards said, okay, we can actually put it on the trains, but the backlog is once we get it to the destination, there's no trucks to take the containers off the trains and take them to their destination. So you have a whole supply chain that's all screwed up. Yeah, if you're a driver, if you're out there, you probably have no downtime. And if you're a driver, right, let me know. Is there a driver out there that has downtime anywhere? Because I got a lot of truck drivers out there. Is there any drivers that can't get a load? That actually has downtime. That can't get a load right now. Protectionism. There, Asian goods are still susceptible to the Trump policy. That has nothing to do with the 70 containers that are actually in the port. It does it, Mr. Smith. If nothing's coming in, if nothing's coming in to the Mexican ports or wherever they're coming from, then there's no backlog. Okay, how come you have a 50 ship backlog if there's nothing coming in, right? What does that have to do with protectionism? If you have a backlog of goods that already been cleared, that's what I want to know. Well, yeah, well, the fuel. Got to remember, if they increase the rates, it also increase the price of the goods, and that makes inflation all the way down the line. And we already cry about inflating prices, which we're already starting to see inflation. Okay, you can't double the prices. Yeah, there are loads all over the place. Meech says it's not like there's not loads. Okay, if you say there's no driver shortage and there's not enough drivers, if there's more than enough drivers, then um, there should be drivers with downtime. Do you see drivers with downtime? North American free trade don't have these port issues. Doesn't matter about the port issues. How about the ports that are here? Doesn't matter. Europe has these port issues. Okay, China has these port issues. Spain has these port issues. Okay, it's a global supply chain. It's not just there. Are they? Let me ask you, because you keep going by, Omar. You keep going by. Are there any drivers that can't get a load? Are there any drivers that have downtime? That's what I'm asking. It has nothing to do with the ports coming in. Okay, you got boxes coming in. You got loads all over the place, right? Are there any? It's not just the ports. It's also warehouses that can't get their shit moved. They can't get their containers moved. Are there any drivers with downtime? Omar, is there any drivers with downtime? Anyway, I'm not even going to answer that. Okay, you can keep posting it if you want, because if you're not talking to me, okay, got to realize sometimes y'all ain't talking to me. Go, Professor. Thank you for the cash app. Hannibal, thank you for the cash app. Appreciate you. Jose. Jose wanted the. He gave me the cash app for the stats on Colombia. I mean, there's more. I got to go back and find it. Yeah, of course, there's a worker shortage in general, but the docks, the one place there's not a worker shortage is on the docks. Those people were never laid off. Those people haven't gone anywhere. Those people are actually essential workers, just like nurses and doctors and school teachers. Those are essential workers. They weren't laid off. They're still going. In fact, they've been getting overtime for the last 3-4 months. He read The Economist. Sir, basically, why there's a specific issue at the ports? Not really. Okay. All those ships are already cleared. Okay. They're already cleared. There is no protectionism when ships backed up. So I don't know what you're talking about. If there's protectionism, there wouldn't be anything coming in. There would not be a backlog. Rashid, appreciate you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, uh, if there was downtime, if there was downtime, then I could say, well, then there's no driver shortage. It's actually bullshit, right? If the drivers can't get a load, then you would have a case. But thing is, drivers are working their ass off right now, for what I'm saying, and even Erica is saying that she can't get enough drivers to pull these loads. She was saying that like a month ago. Um, there's always, like the guy was saying, it's cyclical. Okay, sometimes you get a rush. Sometimes that's the problem with an economy and with trucking and the supply chain. Okay, you're gonna have slack. Sometimes you're gonna get a big surge in imports, and sometimes it's gonna slack off. It's not a constant thing. So, and that's what he was saying. They run like a 7-month cycle. Yeah. So, that has nothing to do with it, man. And well, all those things are the reason you have a driver shortage, sir. All those things are the reason you have a driver shortage. It does what it means is those drivers are not in trucks pulling things. If you have a driver oversupply, that means you would have truckers sitting. Oh yeah, yeah. That was the original article. In fact, there's actually another one where I think where the Wall Street Journal got their information from. It's actually a Brookings report. I got to publish that one. Omar, knock it off, man. Okay. In fact, Omar, let me do this, man. Since I don't like arguing from the chat. I'll give you a minute. Just chill out, and I'll actually drop the link. Okay. I don't like going back and forth from a chat. It doesn't matter why there's a driver shortage. There's a driver shortage. Okay, there's lots of reasons. They gave about 50 different reasons why there's a driver shortage. One, there's no supply coming in because during COVID they couldn't train new drivers coming in, and there's a turnover. I think they said like 100,000 um, 100,000 drivers get turnover every year, right? And they couldn't train new drivers coming in because of COVID. You have a slack in demand that caused drivers to park their trucks. Now you have an increase in demand because the shelves are short, and plus you're going into a Christmas season. So all that means, guess what? You don't have enough people. You don't have enough drivers. I mean, this is all over the place. Well, you know what? A lot of people, there's a lot of demand for drivers, not only just uh, uh, big rigs, but also look at Amazon, look at UPS, look at all the other independent drivers where they can make a decent living without being in a big truck. Say why long haul truck for 50 grand? You make that same 50 grand delivering for Amazon or DHL or UPS, right? Doing independent delivery. So a lot of demand for drivers is all COVID did was actually increase the demand, because now without brick and mortar, you got more people driving around delivering stuff. So the drivers that would go to trucks go elsewhere. So there's a lot of reasons for it. Yeah, Omar. Are, can you get a load? Can you get a load? You keep talking. Can you get a load? Are you sitting? Okay. Are you taking like 3-4 days off without having work? What's up, Morningstar? If there's it, if there's a driver that can't get work, put a one in the chat. That's what I want to know. If there's a driver in there that can't get any work, can't find a load, put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you can't get a load. Exactly. So what does that mean? There's a driver shortage, and there's a host of reasons. In fact, he told you a bunch of reasons why there's a driver shortage. I mean, there's more stuff out there. I just played that one. In other words, there's more loads out there than you can. I mean, just moving. Okay, just moving the empty boxes. Okay, the empty boxes from warehouses going back to the ship. Okay, okay. Uh, uh, they say there's a container shortage. There's not a container shortage. The thing is, uh, 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 some companies said it's cheaper to actually buy new containers rather than trying to uh, get the empty containers that are sitting back on the ships back where they need to go. It absolutely makes no sense. Now you got a pile of empty containers in warehouses and parking lots and all over the place. You got containers sitting on equipment now. Instead of um, moving the containers, sending them back where they need to go, it's sitting on it's sitting on beds. And if it's sitting on beds, those beds can't be used to move product anymore. So your supply chain is all screwed up. Alchemist, knock it off, man. Knock it off. Okay, enough. Anyway, for truckers that want to come up, I'm going to drop the link if you want to come on and talk. This was just one reason I actually did it. Those two things were actually yeah. There's a chassis shortage because I think it was in the Wall Street Journal. They talk about the chassis shortage. What's up, Mike? I sent a guy to you because he's in cybersecurity, and I sent him to the best person that I know. So I think he's 25. I think he's an ex-Marine, and he asked me about cybersecurity because he's in school, and I said I'll give you the name of the best guy I know. So not really. It's China. Well, the thing is that um, the thing is that it costs to get these containers back to where they came from. And normally, what happens is they put stuff in them to make it to actually defray the cost of getting the container back to where it was. Right. The thing is that America don't make shit. Okay. There's very little I mean, there's America still produces stuff, but not enough to the stuff to the stuff they actually put in. And that's been going on for like years, right? America's not sending enough out compared to what they bring in. So what you have is containers with no place to go. That's how come they're taking instead of sending a container back, they're making houses out of them, right? Or making apartments out of them because what do you do with all these containers that are all stacked up with no place to go? And a lot of people don't want to actually spend the money. The companies don't want to spend the money actually ship the containers back to where they need to go. So you have all these backed up empty containers that they can't move because nobody wants to spend the money to ship them back. Which I think, I think I said this years ago. Governments are going to have to just go ahead and defray the cost. Okay, we just have to spend money until these containers get shipped back to where they need to go. Because what you have is an imbalance in trade. Like America brings in all these goods, but they don't ship out as much as they bring in, and so the containers have to ride back empty, which is you know which the ship doesn't the ship doesn't care whether the containers are full or empty. Okay, they still have to make that trip. Still have to spend fuel to go back. But you guys can jump in anytime.
Salute, boss. Salute. Top of
Hey
the
L, what's up?
afternoon to you. What's up, G? What's going on, panel?
Yeah,
What's
she
Uh,
up
can.
with the brothers? How y'all feeling?
Hey, what's up, G? She can tell you. We talked about this like 2 years ago. The stuff that was going
yeah,
on.
we all did. You, me, she, and I got a lot of skin in this game. I'm actually third generation at this. So I've seen it from its highs when I was a child watching my grandfather. So when I watched him get out of it, because the beginning of the lows, I
Yeah,
watched him tell me on his deathbed, don't even get into this business because it's gonna break you before it's gonna save you. Everybody's out there, yeah, we making money, we making. You really don't know what real trucking money is. Real drivers that's in the game that they don't know. They think they're making good money. You go ask real old truck drivers, will tell you they're raping you. You're being raped. Once Clinton passed that NAFTA deal, allow the Mexicans to cross the border and the
oh yeah,
Canadians to come
yeah. I
down
heard
here,
about that.
it
Yeah,
killed all of our pay rates as
yeah.
far as American OO drivers are concerned, which most younger drivers don't understand to this day. When we explain to them that no, we're making good money. No, you're not. They're killing you. And
They're
then on
killing you.
top of that, they jacked up the fuel prices on us, BGS, and the damn brokers made sure to keep the rates low because of the NAFTA shit. Oh, we know the Mexicans and the goddamn Canadians will come pull it no matter what. No matter what.
And
And
the,
then
and the seats.
you
Don't
had an
forget
Yeah,
them
influx
dudes
of
with them head
Hispanic
wraps, the
people.
seat dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm getting to that. You had an influx of Hispanics who crossed the border illegally, came over
Yeah.
here. You know how they know how to live together, pull their money together. They started buying trucks and droves
And,
and started flushing white truckers and black truckers out of the personal,
and, and,
what we call application business, hauling like different specialty type shit.
and, and,
Like I
and,
left freight to go to hauling rock
and,
and
and
agriculture.
plus and plus they were allowing cheap not cheap but it's talk about cheap rates coming from Mexican ports to come across the border
That
without
was because of
yeah
NAFTA, and
it
that
was
was
an
the
after
NAFTA.
yeah
And
that's
then
one of
and everybody's talking about Trump this, Trump that. I'm like,
no this happened way before
with
Trump.
Trump, with no, what I'm about to explain to you, be just this. I said I didn't give a fuck what Trump was doing during his presidency. But when I said fuck him, is when he renegotiated that NAFTA deal. But a lot of people
They
think he renegotiated for the good. It got renegotiated for the worse. But a lot of people ain't reading the fine print. But if you've been in the trucking game and truckers know, and we go look at that fine print because it's got something to do with us, we know they fucked us even more, even
yeah
harder.
yeah they,
That NAFTA deal is for the big five trucking companies, Mexican trucking companies, and the goddamn Canadians.
and
Yeah.
ultimately the global the corporations actually making money from the goods going back and forth.
But what people not
Yes.
talking about,
Go ahead.
BGS, is yesterday I paid 3,200 for 4 fucking tires.
I believe you.
I didn't
Yeah,
even get
listen,
to that.
I'm running
Don't
right
tell,
now. Right
tell
now,
them how much
AL.
insurance. Tell them
Yeah,
how much
right now,
million
Go
dollar
go
AL.
go
coverage a
go
month
go
insurance
go
might be.
Listen, AL. Right now, I'm
let him
running.
get it off. Let him get it off.
Right
L.
now, I'm running super singles, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running
Oh,
my
Wow. Oh
super
damn.
singles.
Wow.
And my super singles, I just paid literally 3,200 for 4 tires. I
Mm.
had to pay $5,000 for a fucking overhaul on a clutch.
Wow.
Listen, man.
hmm
So if we do make 20,000 in the next, say I make 20,000 in 2 weeks, I
Yeah.
got 8,000 in expensive and 4,000 in taxes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you talk about
you still didn't
$1,000 a
call
week
that
in
your
fuel.
insurance. You didn't call that your insurance for the month, and your $1,400 to
Yeah,
$1,600 a week in
think about
fuel.
it. The insurance companies want 11,000 down just for you to start. So if you
Mm.
got to start trucking, and your insurance bill is $27,000 a year, you
Yeah.
got to give them folks
Oh.
27. You got to give them folks
Yeah.
$11,000 at the beginning of the year.
Just to start, BGS, just to start.
AG.
They don't want American truckers to
Yeah.
truck no more. They did this on
Yeah.
purpose. On purpose. So guess what? Guess what? The fruits of their labor are about to come to fruition, BGS, like the old school truckers told them. See, what y'all don't understand is this.
Mm.
And I've been saying this. Give it about 3 or 4 more weeks like this, America's shot. Because, like you said, the planes can take it so far, the trains can take it so far, the boats can take it so far.
Yeah.
But if it can't get hauled from point
On a
A to
truck.
B by a
Yeah.
trucker,
Yeah.
the economy dies, and it's
And
about to die. And
and
there's
basically
nothing Biden can do about this.
basically, okay, say you're a trucker, right? Now, I actually mentioned this. Say you're a trucker, and they're killing you with expenses, right? It's easier to make almost the same money by getting
You make the
leasing a
same money driving the dump truck at home.
or a dump truck, or basically driving for Amazon, delivering packages, and where you at home every day.
No,
So
no,
But
listen like
G,
this. I
G,
can rent
G,
out my. I can
you
take
can
my
say
day
you can make
cab.
that money. G,
Yeah,
you
I
say
can
you
take
can
my.
make that money driving a dump truck. I left the freight and over the road game for the ag game. You see, this is what a lot of boys think. Oh, I'm gonna get off the big road and go make me some quick, easy money running the ag game. I wish you would bring your ass around here trying to house some ag in Texas. You know what you gonna go up against? A whole bunch of vatos that's gonna run you up out the game real quick. And if
See,
the
we
vato
ain't from
truckers, if the
Texas.
vato
See, we
truckers gonna
hauling
run
for
you out the
construction
game,
companies.
one at a time, y'all.
It's gonna be the vato dispatchers and the vato ladies who working in the scale houses who go hate on you and
Let
put
him
you down.
respond, Al. Let
I've
him
been
respond,
through that.
Al.
Go
Let him
ahead,
respond,
G.
Al.
Where we at, it's not the vatos, right? Where we at, it's them fucking dudes with the hair wraps, the Sikhs.
Six, yeah.
The
Uh,
Sikhs, right? The Sikhs own so many trucks. And what's happening is they're getting government subsidies, bro. So
Mm.
what's happening? Like right now, my man's he running his day cab with a side dump. He running at $200 an hour. The fucking Sikhs come in charging $80.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? They charging
man,
80 bucks an hour.
they charging $56 a load. The Mexicans, they underbidding everybody. I say, how the fuck can you do this for your diesel and shit? And then this is something else a lot of people don't know. They also go out and they get the other vatos to go steal people's fuel or go steal fuel from the
Yep.
gas stations.
They
And
showed
so
you
they
one of
can
them niggas
do.
stole my death cap in Texas. I was mad than a motherfucker.
Boy, it's talking about a dirty game, BGS. The
Yeah.
dirtiest game in the world is trucking right now.
Oh yeah, I'm not. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it isn't. The thing is that, um, they, if they want to actually get people back in the trucks, especially after COVID, especially during demand. All right, now they're gonna have to pay you. Okay,
Oh yeah, like I don't
see,
even run. I only run spot freight. I don't take no contracts
I
right
heard
now.
that right because the
Yeah.
spots where it's at right now. Well, that's exactly what he said. The spots where it's at.
no, see
Bec-
what these big millionaires are banking on is this. They go
mm,
bleed all the OOs out. They
yeah,
go leave. They go leave all the work for the big five if they can. The big five go cry. We can't hire enough people, and what we trying to hire them at is that they trying to hire truckers right now at what rates they would normally pay people who work at McDonald's and shit like that, at Walmart and shit.
yeah,
Who the fuck is gonna leave their house,
exactly.
BGS, and
Hey
go
man,
truck from 14
my
to
cousin
22,
said Swift offered
36
him
days?
36 cents a mile, bro. 36 cents.
Mm,
What the fuck?
That's trash. That's trash. That's trash pay.
yeah,
I
of
came in the
course.
game 2001 trucking making that, bro. So you imagine if I'm telling you it's trash, it's trash. That ain't good money.
Hey, I want to say this, G. I hope you can sit down at night, man. Sit on the toilet good, paying that much for them tires. I'm like, woo. Boy,
Yeah, man.
Oh,
I'm
they ripped you a
struggling,
new
man.
one, boy.
boy,
The thing is if you have a supply chain issue, right? Supply chain doesn't just stop with the stuff on the shelves, tires,
it's
rubber, all that stuff.
everything. Yeah,
Everything
bad.
goes up, man.
Hey,
Everything's
Hey,
gonna go up.
Erica had
y'all
a
wouldn't imagine.
I was gonna
Go
say
ahead,
Erica had a
go ahead,
truck.
she.
Erica had a truck down for 3 months just for just for one part. She had to call to Canada. She had her team. It was so bad. She had like her 8-man team, to sit there, call across the whole United States and Canada, Mexico, just for one part. They said they was on back order for that one part for about 2 months. So
Gee,
she
you know
going
how
to
much
all these
batteries are
places.
going for? You know how much diesel battery, I mean, big tractor batteries are going for now? I just said after blue, I say I'm gonna walk into the truck dealerships and just do some price checking, even though I ain't drove in a minute. I looked at one battery right now, $450. And you know,
And you know
my
you
truck,
need six
my
batteries.
yeah, no.
You
My
need
freight
6 of
line in that
those.
no, my freight line in that picture that y'all see take 4 batteries. So you took $450 times 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm running a 579. I need 6 batteries.
Oh, fuck that. That's because you got all that extra gen shit on there. Them generators run at night on that truck, so you ain't got to run that engine. Yeah, that's
Oh
why you
yeah,
need more
you already know I
batteries.
got that big boy Pete. I ain't playing no games. But
You
it's
already
hard to make
okay?
money right now. It's hard to make some money, man. You gotta like I stayed out for 22 days on my last run. 22
Yeah,
days,
see,
and
Yeah.
I
see,
was
and
loaded. I
you
was
hear that,
loaded at
BTS?
43
He's
to
out there.
45,000 pounds every load.
He's out there running because yeah, there's freight, but this is the catch, BGS.
Yeah.
The way the shit he's running for is too low, and he's
I know.
really he's running real hard, but he's actually spinning his wheels, and he's not keeping that truck running around
It,
55, 60 miles an hour
it
just to
did.
save
Well,
fuel,
you.
just to pocket some money. If he go
Well,
run out there 70, 75 miles an hour, he ain't
yeah.
gonna make no money.
Well, you know what, man? I'm not even gonna say it, but thing is, right now truckers got the nation by the nuts. Make
No,
them
the
pay
big
you.
five got the
Oh
nation
no,
by
no,
the
no.
nuts.
No, no,
Look,
no,
Hey,
no,
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 no.
no,
They
no.
paying us. Cause look, they paying us. I just booked a load for 1,000 miles for 6 grand. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So they gonna have to pay you. The issue how
Yeah.
they get it back is they fucking charge you $4 a gallon of water at the truck stop.
yes, yes.
When we want to take a shower, when we want to eat, when we want to use I just put my refrigerator and shit in. So I'm
Uh-huh.
saving more money because I just go to the dollar store, get some turkey, get some bread, get some
Mm,
oatmeal and peanut butter and shit.
mm,
But you
mm.
can only eat that so much when you out on the road for 20 days. You want a hot meal. You know what I'm saying? If you want to take a shower,
Bullshit.
they hit you
Hey,
$20 to
Bullshit.
take a shower,
hey, G.
$20
I
to
eat
park.
on that shit like it's going out of style. Fuck that.
Hey, G. Y'all should start. There's always these entrepreneurs, man. Start like a DoorDash for truckers, man.
Man,
I'm,
you can
I'm, I'm,
order
I'm, I'm,
DoorDash.
I'm,
Listen, G,
I'm
hey,
serious.
BTS.
I'm
You can
serious.
order DoorDash. DoorDash gonna charge your ass $31 for a $10 meal.
Man, and what I look like ordering DoorDash, I'm going southbound on 35, and I'm like coming out of Hillsboro, and
Or,
but
or
he gonna be like, where you want me to deliver that? Meet me somewhere between Georgetown and Pflugerville.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah. Let's get some other people in. Big Eye, you want to jump in?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know where you want to get in at, but go ahead.
Well, I'm just gonna talk about how this whole trucking business is probably gonna go bust real quick. Well, just not gonna be what it is in like the next 10 to 15 years with automation.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's,
But we need the
yeah.
automation though. We
Well,
need the automation.
we've talked. Yeah, we talked about that. The
We
biggest
need it,
thing,
man. We need
the,
help out here, bro.
the one thing that's holding it up is not necessarily the automation itself, but the insurance. Yeah, and that's going to be a hard one to get by. And I think Congress passed it, but I think the Senate is actually holding it up because they've had that bill on their table for since I think it was 2017, 2017. That bill's been sitting there. It might even be 2016 that the Congress passed the bill to actually allow automated trucks, but the Senate actually held it up. I think because the truckers actually trucking unions actually talked a lot of shit, and Congress kind of backed off of it. But it's there. You just haven't passed it. But
when
go ahead.
are they gonna? So when do you think they're gonna pass it?
If we don't know when they're going to pass it because it's been on hold on ice for like 6 years, so there's no telling when they're actually going to pass it. We
Okay.
don't know.
Because to be honest, I mean, I think that it's just gonna be real hard for Black people in the next 10, 15, 20 years, further on than that, because
It's
many,
hard for Black people now. What
well,
you
it's
talking
hard.
about?
But
Well, basically, it's not just Black people; it's going to be everybody because COVID just dumped everybody into the same pool. So
obviously,
there is no all that black white stuff has actually got washed out with COVID because
right.
everybody's in the same pool. But go ahead.
But the disparities are going to be even larger because of uh, automation. Definitely, um, many of the jobs that we see, and if you're not doing, if your job doesn't require any problem solving, anything like that,
E- Even problem solving, there's depending on what problem you're solving, depending on what it is, can it be automated? Um, uh, that eventually the AIs are going to get you. The AIs for the people at the top and basically machines for
right.
people at the bottom. But we've been talking about that since 2016.
Can I cut
The
in a
fourth
little
industrial.
bit, BGS?
Jump in, G.
I don't think that people understand that the automation is going to help us, bro. Because if you could automate the routes to like nobody want to go to California, bro. So if you
Why?
could automate the routes to in California, all you get is fucking emissions tickets.
Okay.
Every time you go to California, they try to give you an emissions ticket. If you could just automate the loads to California and let the truckers handle the Midwest and the East Coast, that would free up the chain a whole lot more, and you're not going to lose any workers. What
Well,
nobody is saying is people don't want to be truck drivers, bro. It's not an easy life.
no,
People
it's
hear
not.
the
G,
money,
Hey,
but when
hey,
you find yourself driving down the road for 7 hours straight and you got to
Mm-hmm.
piss in a lemonade bottle, nobody's trying to do that
hey,
because you
man.
need to
G,
make your delivery and you got to
G,
sleep and you got to
Hold on,
stop
go.
on the side of the road and go to sleep and you can't take a shit for 2 days because you in the middle of Wyoming. Nobody
Mm,
wants to do that, bro.
I heard that. Go ahead, you go, Professor.
Hey, man. Look, me and my coworker in here, having this because we listening to you talk about the trucker life, right?
Yeah.
And one brother said he drove 22 days. He was out for 22 days.
Wow.
He in here trying to tell me, uh,
Hey,
the trucker can't work 22 days. How come you ain't saying nothing now?
huh?
Yeah, no. How come? It's not
We can we can stay out there as long as we fucking
no.
want to.
How many
It's just
hours?
a matter of people
How
keep
many
getting
hours,
Hold on.
Edgar? How many hours are
You
in
get
a day?
80 hours a
24
week, right?
hours.
Ho-
So he ain't working all
Oh,
24 hours.
no. What he's saying when they said you're out 20, what he said when you're out 22 days, that means you're out 22 days from home. You're not.
See,
Yes.
That's what they
see,
mean.
man. I'm in here with this dude. Get out. Get out. Get
He ain't
out.
no.
Oh,
Why you listen to people like that, man? They
because he
neophytes.
was trying to tell me, BJS, man. Get
Yo,
out.
Oh,
Go do the job, man.
he's an
Nah, he
expert.
might be 22.
Mm. That's why he don't understand.
Yeah, we're gonna break it down for him, Gold Professor. This is how it works.
Hey,
This is how it works. You
this
get
stuff,
80
man.
hours to
I like, get
operate a
out,
week.
Go,
get
go,
out.
yeah,
Get
go ahead,
out.
go ahead, G. Go ahead, G.
I'm gonna break down the DOT rules right now. We work 14 hours a day. You could drive 11 hours in one day. So hypothetically, for 7 days, you're moving 77 hours. They're going to move you every single one of them motherfucking hours. You
Goddamn
only
right.
get a 34-hour break. So think about that. You get one day and a couple hours to actually catch up on your sleep. And then if you're in a different place, let's say you're in Wyoming, you're at a truck stop, bro. You at
On
a
your
truck
day
stop
off.
in the middle of the fucking desert in Wyoming,
On your day
and
off.
you have to pay and you don't got no cell phone coverage. You have to
Hmm.
pay $4 for a gallon of water. You're gonna drink a gallon of water every day at least.
Yeah.
I know I drink at least a gallon a day. So you're gonna have to pay for a gallon of water every day. You have to pay $20 to take a shower. You gotta pay $20 to park your truck there per
DOT
day.
rules and regulations that he's explaining. I told you. No, but
Oh, no,
no.
well,
What you said, you
let
gotta say he was out
go. Hold
moving
on.
forward out. Because the way he said, no,
No, hey,
man,
hey, hey,
get
hey,
out,
hey,
man.
hey, hey,
The
hey,
way he
hey, hey,
said,
hey.
get out.
Go ahead, finish, G.
But the
I'm a
thing,
mute.
the
So for them
regulation,
dudes that say we not working, you're working every day. If you have a load on that truck, you working. You working
Goddamn
every
right.
day for them 22 days, brother.
Yeah,
Even if you have to stop and go to sleep, you're taking only 10 hours off and you're getting up and moving again.
yeah, yeah. So,
Most people don't work we don't have no downtime. If we're not sleeping, we driving.
yeah,
And if we not
See,
driving, we unloading the truck and moving between locations to get loaded and unloaded.
yeah.
Not even
Go.
counting, and in between that time, we got to fit our maintenance, our personal downtime,
Yeah.
groceries, taking showers, doing laundry. Come on, man, y'all not thinking about the lifestyle of a real trucker, bro.
man.
Yeah,
Hey, G.
Okay.
do you like
Alchemist.
have a good mental life?
Hold a second. Let me do some bookkeeping. Alchemist, if you don't kind of pipe down and be quiet, man, I'm gonna boot you, man. You're always getting on my nerves, so stop getting on my nerves, man. I'm here. We're here chilling. Me and my truckers having a good time. I'm letting them tell their stories and give me information, and you in the chat, going nuts. So calm down, man. Anyway,
Hot damn. Hey,
but
G.
go ahead,
G, earlier you were
Al.
talking.
And go,
G,
Professor.
remember?
If that dude wants to talk directly, man, put him on. He don't have to talk through you. If he
G,
really wants
remember
to ask
you were
questions.
G, you were telling BGS about how regulated his own state is and why truckers don't want to truck there. G, can you see my picture on my screen? Can you see my avatar?
Yeah, I can see you, AL.
You see that cab over, don't you?
Yeah.
The year when the day California barred them up out of the state, I said I'll never run west. I don't have no reason to run west. Fuck the west. Because if you
So
don't
them,
want my truck to bring your product because of the way it looks, go fuck yourself.
Listen,
nah,
man,
cause
And the
them
I went
only
to
joker be
reason they didn't
California.
want
smoking.
those
Yeah.
trucks, the only
Hey,
reason they did not want those trucks to run in that state is because fat DOT inspectors did not want to. They had arguing matches too much with owner operators and dude who ran them. Like, you're not tipping my house. And if you know anything what I'm talking about, G, your cab is your house, right? You go
Most
to the back
definitely.
of you go to the back of your cab to go to sleep, right? I crawl to the back. So if you want me to tip my cab, that means you turning over my whole life inside that truck just to check it. Fuck you. If you
Yeah, and
can't
then they
check
didn't even
generally
talking,
check
man.
my
Listen, I went
truck,
to California I went to California, man.
Your camera's on, Sam. You want your camera on?
Yeah. I went to
It's up to you.
California, AL, right? I got
yeah.
2 motherfucking emissions tickets from LA to Compton, nigga.
God
Yeah,
damn.
I was
I
riding the
believe.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Not even
CHP,
counting that. When I got to Compton, there was nowhere to park.
CHP don't play, man. They don't play at all, man.
Yeah,
And
and then
see,
there
CHP
was
does
and I
not
nowhere
play.
got
to park.
look, G, I got dual straights on my backs, right behind my cab. So you think I'm finna go into California with dual straights and it be in a cab over and you can hear that motherfucker and I got Jake brakes? Bah! Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no, thank
you
you.
got them big Jakes. Yeah, so
Yeah,
them,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
And then the
let's
motherfuckers in California, the sheriffs pull you over like, hey, look, dude, did
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
just pull me
They
over?
in Cali, man. Yeah, I don't blame y'all in
Then they
Cali, man.
want you
That's
to
some
open
bullshit.
the back. They want you to see if
Yeah,
there's any Mexicans in the back. Do
yeah,
you
yeah.
have
They do all that
drugs?
shit.
Like,
Yeah,
goddamn, nigga, we ain't.
yeah, yeah.
So basically, what he's saying, BGS, is it's basically too much hassle for a
Yeah,
driver to run in
yeah.
your state.
Sam, I
Y'all
am.
Hey,
made it
yeah.
that way.
Is this
It's
Oh,
Democrats.
Sam, I am. If you want to come back, man, we'll get you right in. I was getting ready to go to you, but if you want to come back, but it's up to you.
Hey,
Go ahead,
ask?
Sheed, and then Meech.
yeah. Yeah,
Yo, yo,
nobody don't want that truck in there
watch your face.
without that
Watch your face.
smoke
Don't talk
busting
about
out.
my truck, Sheed. Don't talk about my truck, Sheed. Sheed, I come
Hey,
find you,
hey,
Sheed. I come
you need
find
to
you
get
and do
that
you
pregnant,
dirty.
hump out the middle. Get that pregnant hump
Hey,
out the middle of
hey,
your truck.
hey,
I not be
Sheed,
crawling in the back
Sheed,
of that
right now,
bed.
Sheed, Sheed, right now you sound like this. Shut up.
That what you don't talk about my truck. That my baby.
Goddamn right. You get, I'll fight you dirty, Pete.
Ooh,
What's
look at
going
all
on,
them
Meech?
motherfucking cakes back there, girl.
No, oh,
Hey,
listen at
There go
G.
G.
Go ahead,
G.
Meech.
G. How many
Go ahead,
times
Meech.
I
Oh,
gotta
my
tell
fault.
you,
Let me
G?
turn my camera
Go
on.
ahead, Meech.
Just
Go
That's
ahead.
the trucker right
lead
there.
them lot
What's up,
lizards
mama?
alone, G.
Okay,
Yeah.
Damn,
no
you ain't
problem.
seen
hey,
a nigga in a
I,
minute. You don't love me no more.
Okay.
I don't know.
Let's mute him.
I don't know how well my signal is coming through. Can y'all hear me well?
You're good.
We
You're
can
good.
hear you good. Come on.
Hey, first off, hey, I don't know who the brother is, the other truck driver on there. Hey, man, they don't know nothing about no goddamn 279 for generic ass Love's bottle of water. They don't know nothing about that shit, bro. You gonna
They
blow their
don't know
heads
nothing
up.
about them
So,
expensive ass prices.
secondly, let's talk about that goddamn 55 miles an hour going down a 4-lane I-5 in California. What the fuck? You know how long it take you to get from fucking Washington to goddamn Arizona doing 55 miles per hour, nigga, on 4 lanes, especially for trucks. And then in some areas it dropped down to 35. That shit is fucking crazy. But, you know, I've been listening to cats that's been doing this for a while, and they talking about the goddamn insurance pretty much fucking doubling. I'm gonna tell y'all really what I believe this shit is. It's slow, and this was before COVID, right? See, COVID is just allowing them to take advantage of certain things, right?
Yes,
It's
sir.
not a plan. It's not pandemic, but take advantage of it because it exists. It is what the fuck it is, right? So without that insurance, though, that's a completely different thing. They are trying to work the smaller companies out of the business. Some of the people that went down for COVID are never coming back. In fact,
Never.
most of the people who went down for COVID are probably never coming back because all the larger companies did, like AL talking about the big five, all they did was buy more trucks and hire the people that went down when they couldn't drive their trucks anymore. See, here's what I've learned about being in trucking is that, first off, you're making a lot more money than, well, let me change that up. The fact that you don't have to have a house, a permanent house, you don't have to have all this other shit back at the crib. You live on a truck. Hey, look, man, when I went home in June, I went home in at the beginning of June, right? Last day of May, first day of June, some shit like that. When I got on the road, it was September. Cause you just don't have the need to protect that shit. So people get kind of used to it. Plus, you're making more money than most people are on jobs outside. Now, if you're under your own authority, that's different. AL has a point because you don't have the bulk purchasing discounts that other companies have. So your insurance is different, right? The loads you can get is different because you can charge a little bit less because you're taking more loads, right? And overall, net gain is at the net of it, you're gonna be better off, right? But what people have to realize is that it's not just a product getting to an end user. It's two products getting to a place that's going to assemble them, right? You can't ship He-Man without the box.
Yep.
Right. So it's all of that that's going into it as well. Now, I will say this, for people who are looking to make some money, if you're going to get into a large company, I would say start driving. Get into a large company, start driving, because you can make money out here. But as far as if you're going to go owner-operator under your own authority, make sure that you're looking at what's going on. There are people that are making money like that too, but they've been in the game a long time and they know a whole lot about this shit. They got hookups, they know the secrets, They're getting discounts on maintenance and shit like that. Now, $400 a goddamn tire is wild than a motherfucker. God damn.
He's buying super singles, and I never run super singles. I'm an 18-wheel man to the day I die. I'm a 13 speed Eaton Fuller 311 rear-end transmission driver to the day I die. Yes, I'm not going back because 80,000 pounds is not meant to be pulled on an automatic transmission. They did that shit to get more women in the trucking industry and to weed out us old school drivers because think about it. If you got experience, you have to pay for experience. They didn't want to pay for that experience, and we demanded too much. So let's bleed out all the owner operators, let's bleed out all the old veteran drivers. Let's get these new booties in that don't know shit, these new hands, and let's tell them, oh, you're gonna make top pay. Man, you think you clearing $50,000 or $60,000 a year trucking is good money? No, sir. Back in the day, being a hand, you used to clear 80 and 90 as a driver, and OOs used to clear 120, 160, 180. OOs are barely clearing 100,000, and if they lucky, they had to cut so many goddamn corners to get it and rob, steal, and damn near kill. It ain't worth it no more.
Hey, yeah. I didn't even drive the truck. I was a lumper on the truck, making good. I'm just gonna say making good money over 50,000, 50,000 as a lumper.
Yeah, the lumpers
Even
make money.
When I started driving, man, I was making good money. I came off the road because of my kids. If I didn't come off the road, dude, I would have my pinky up saying I'm high value.
Man, that's why I say, monetarily wise, I know I've been a high value man, but I just know I'm a high value man, period. It's not about money that makes you a high value man. It's about your morals, your standards, your ethical values, and who you stand, what you stand for, and the ground you stand on. That's what makes you a high value man. So you don't take none of that shit off these broads where they say, well, this is what when did you ever grow two baseballs in a baseball bat to let me know what the fuck I qualify as? Only another man can try to qualify me, not you.
So well, and I would also never run super singles. I've had far too many flats for that. You run a super single, that means that when that happens, you're pulling over right now.
That one tire goes down, you're done. I can lose one tire on them 18 and still get 250, 500 miles down the road to a tire shop or truck stop, get it changed and keep going. They tried to make shit so simple that they fucking up the game.
In other words, you're taking a chance when you run super singles, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. See, I had a flat.
I think that's why what G was trying to say when he said I'm running super singles. In other words, I'm taking a risk.
Yeah, it's a huge risk. I had a flat that I didn't even know was a flat until I got to my damn stop for the night. I didn't even know it was a flat, and I'm not running super singles. I mean, it's like insurance. You know what I mean? If this one goes, you got the other one just in case, right?
And you got a spare rack.
Yeah, and it's. I would say that really, unless you're going to be going under your own authority, it's actually a pretty good idea to start, especially if you're trying to look to make some more money, to get in truck driving, man. If you're not under your own authority, because everything falls on you, right? Everything falls on you when that's the case. But if you go into a company where they got, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 trucks, then, they're going to get a discounted rate when it comes to insurance. Plus, they're going to get a whole hell of a lot of loads. You know what I mean? Even now, I said I was running until June, with the exception of that when I caught COVID back in late July. With the exception of then, I haven't been back home. You know what I mean? And so there's money out here to be made. And the thing is, too, is that them loads backed up, like BGS was talking about, that can't make it to the docks, they're constantly increasing our pay. Our company sent us as a message. They increased us 21 cents per mile over the past year and a half.
Yeah, they have to because they got to move this stuff, and the only way
they got to move the stuff.
And they said that it was 68% of goods move on trucks. Actually, truckers have. Really, if truckers really wanted to make a stand and be heard, now it's time to be heard because you got them by the nuts.
We stopped running for 2 weeks straight.
If you stop running for 3 days straight, the shit's gonna back the fuck up and nothing's gonna get.
But you know what the problem is, though? I know what the problem is with that is like we said before. You got all the people coming over the damn border that will absolutely run. These people coming over the border, our culture is so different from them that they don't really give a fuck. But they can actually make, like he said, charge less than us,
Yeah.
And as far as they're concerned, they're living better because they do live 4, 5, 6 to a
You,
house.
you might, but the thing is, you already have people from over the border already running. Okay,
That's
you
true.
got the
And we're
Sikhs.
still short.
You're still short, and plus, I'm sure I haven't looked at them. I'm sure the Mexican ports are getting hit just like everybody. It's not a local phenomenon anymore. It's actually a global phenomenon. Everybody's
Yeah.
getting hit at the same time. There are no drivers. Period. So basically, if the drivers really wanted to make a stand, they got the industry. They have the whole country by the nuts if they really want them.
You know, there was actually
BGS, Meech. I'm gonna tell you how bad these fools live out
But
there on the road.
yeah,
And
but
I bet you never
go ahead.
seen this before, Meech.
go ahead.
I pulled up to a truck stop right outside the Golden Triangle, in the Golden Triangle, West Memphis. I see this International pull up beside me, right? I see towel head get out. I see another towel head get out. I see another towel head get out. I see another towel head get out. I see a couple females get out. Long story short, 8 people was living inside that cab, my nigga. 8 people. They don't give a damn. They will come and get this money.
Hey, you know what? I never seen it before, but guess what else? I'm not surprised, sir. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
You let me these well folks better I talked to one of my boys. I tell you I talked to one of my boys who's in the military. We talk about a lot of shit that's going on because a lot of folks ain't up on this Black Manosphere shit, right? So when I want to talk Black Manosphere shit, outside of on Black Manosphere, I'm talking to him pretty much. And people ain't understanding that these other folks, man, they coming in here to get this fucking money, man. Like this, trucking is the one job where one of the few jobs where you can say, you know what, for a while, that's one job they gotta have. They have to keep it going because if you don't get shit from point A to point B, then you don't have shit. That's just the way it is. Even if they gotta raise the goddamn the pay that they're giving people. I listen to owner operators under their own authority that are talking about they saw loads on these damn boards for $10,000-$15,000 to drive 1,200 fucking miles and less.
You serious? If you serious, I might just think about it. I didn't think the rates was jumping up like that.
Look up somebody on YouTube called HT Logistics, Black Cat. He'll tell you about this shit.
Yeah, right now, man. In fact, is the backlog so bad coming into Christmas, man? If Biden's getting into it, that means they're willing to like open up the piggy bank, man, temporarily until after Christmas. But the thing is, when they actually catch up, that's when the problem's actually going to start. When they actually catch up, when the backlog gets back to normal.
And you know what they're gonna start doing? Cutting heads of drivers like they have done.
They probably will, but about 4 or 5 months, y'all Gucci, man. So it's gonna take about that long to get the backlog done. But just for everybody else, it's AMA, it's anything. We're talking trucking right now, but anything's on the table. You can actually come up and talk about anything if you want to.
This is ShatterPoint, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I wanted truckers in because I've been going back and forth for like the last week with GT saying there's no trucker shortage. I said, man, bullshit. There's a trucker shortage.
Yes, okay. There was a trucker shortage before COVID.
It was before COVID. Yeah.
Man, I started catching the pain. I told you I wrote in the chat, BGS, during Bush administration when the housing crisis was the start of getting rid of the OOs and changing the game, and DOT coming in with all the rules. Well, we only want these kind of trucks. We only emissions this, emission that.
Yeah.
And what they wasn't telling us is this. The reason why they was doing this, think about it. I'm gonna tell you a secret, Meech. I was paying $1 million coverage on that 83 Shaker. I was paying $100 a month on $1 million coverage. You know how much you would have been paying?
$100 a month.
Yeah, 100. But the insurance is under my grandmother's name. I'm gonna tell you how it worked. Now, if I or you would have purchased that same insurance, or I would have purchased that insurance on a newer model tractor like the age you was driving, I would have been paying between $2,800 to $3,200 a month on $1 million coverage. Okay, the reason I was paying a month.
You're working, AL.
See, this is what they didn't want you to know. The older the tractor, the less you pay per month for the same amount of coverage. How they fucking you drivers is they make y'all think, oh, I want a new truck, a newer the better. Yeah, you go get you a new truck. The same amount of money you gonna be paying damn near a week in fuel is what you gonna be paying per month in your insurance. That's why I said, fuck a newer truck. When I went shopping for my truck, my granddaddy told me a long time ago, don't go buy a new truck, because if you buy a new truck, this
That's what I
insurance
heard.
is going to kill you in the
That's what
field.
I heard.
And you got
Yeah.
I went out an older truck with less miles on it, something that I can
Yep.
maintain, keep up, and
Yep.
keep up with.
Yep.
And my insurance was cheap. And I would tell people, they say, ain't no way. I say, bro. And then the person who I had insured, she was elderly. So her age factored in. That's how I wanted. And I was
Yeah.
doing good. But the single ass sister, she cut the insurance because my grandmother got to the point where we had to make my sister the executive. And I'm like,
Okay.
give me a day and I'll wire you $100. I'm out of town. Nah, I can't wait. She killed a
Oh no,
a $9,000 run for me.
yeah, she
She
wanted to. She
killed my.
wanted to.
She killed me.
Yeah, she wanted to do that because she didn't like you. That's all.
Yes, that's all it was,
Yeah.
bro. She was trying to screw you
And,
over
that,
because first
yes,
she didn't need $100 immediately.
that's that same sister BGS with the boys that did what they did to my daughter. So like that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. That says everything.
So did you kind of do something with the situation, or it's still in flux?
I put the shotgun up. I put the drink down. I let the smoke go. I got my right mind. I done like I told you. I went press charges. I called Child Protective Service.
Yeah.
I reported it because for the simple fact, I was told this by my ex, and by me knowing you telling me, if they would have came and said, "Did you know anything about this, sir? And why you didn't report it?" They could, they love to press charges on a black man for anything. Oh, you didn't tell, you didn't report it. We go charge. And I'm not gonna give you no chance. I know what state I'm in. The minute she told me, I said, whether you go press charges or not, which come to find out later, she pressed the charges the day before. She had called me the next day from the police station when she was getting it finalized, because she was like, I want to be somewhere safe when I talk to my ex, because when I tell
Yeah.
him, he go come hunt.
You gonna come looking for you.
I can't. I was
You,
coming
yeah.
hunting.
Hey, you know what? I should tell my kids the same. Stay safe because you want your mama to alive, because I might kill her if something happens to you. I should tell my kids
Man,
that all the time. So I know how you
it,
feel, man. I know how you
it,
feel.
it took me a whole 48 hours to come off of
I
wanting to
know it.
be on her ass.
I know it did, man. I know it did. That's why I said that. That's why I said, uh, I know what you want to do because I'm the same way. I said, but you need to think about your baby and what's best for her, and
And
calm down.
her crying and pleading in my ear before she's like, Daddy, I need you here.
Yeah,
That's what's feeling
yeah,
my, I need you here. She
yeah,
said that it's not worth it, Daddy. I need you here. So I'm
yeah,
like, but I'm like,
yeah,
bro, I
yeah,
mean, it's like
yeah,
I got a mask on my face right now, BGS, just to keep it moving. Cause it's like, if
yeah,
I don't compartmentalize this shit,
yeah,
bro, I put it in a
yeah,
little old box and throw it all the way out in the sea
yeah.
and never ever try hard to remember. I'm
Hey,
gonna have to talk about it to get over. If I don't, I catch
you,
ulcers.
what the
I
thing
catch ulcers. I got
is
to live
that
it out.
with one thing about vengeance, man, it lasts a long time, and you got
Oh
plenty
yeah.
of time to do whatever it is that you think about doing. So if you're gonna do that, you got time. You don't have to be done right away.
I'm gonna
Just
treat it like a chess match. I'm gonna treat it like a
treat it
chess
like a
match.
chess match. But yeah, we could talk about anything. We don't have to talk about this. If you guys got
Yeah.
something else, we got about another hour. Yeah, so y'all, if y'all got another topic,
BGS,
bring it up. Go ahead.
BGS. I just had one question.
Hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to ask if there's such a shortage of truckers. I mean, they're using prisoners to do everything else. Why don't they just train like nonviolent drug offenders that got maybe 5 years out or whatever, and just have them do.
Well, one they have to be taught and trained, okay, and as much as we would like to think you just put somebody in a truck and they can actually pick up loads and go, it's not that simple. Trucking is not as simple as people make it out to be. It's not, okay.
What about the unloading on the docks and all that other stuff? Like
The
manual
same,
labor is manual labor.
it's not manual labor, but a lot of that stuff is automated, and just like anything else, those docks are complex. Finding a load, picking it up, all that stuff takes years. It takes a while to learn. You just can't walk on out of jail, out of prison, and walk onto a port like that and become a longshoreman. It takes a while.
But
Okay.
BGS sidebar
And,
on the prisoners that he was talking about.
uh,
Little do you people know is a lot of the nonviolent offenders coming out of Texas. They got programs at TDC that
yeah,
teach them how to drive, give them
yeah,
their
they do.
license to drive. They
They do.
come out and I'm gonna tell you like this. 80% of them don't get jobs because even though they were nonviolent offenders, most companies at the time, I
Yeah,
just don't want to put no hands on you. But some of the big five that were desperate at the time, I'm gonna tell
yeah,
y'all what they didn't want you to know. Some of the big five like JB Hunt and Snyder, Pumpkin Haulers, and the yellow and black haulers, the raggedy companies, and
yeah,
Swift, they was hiring these guys. And
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you something, it was mixed reviews. Some of the guys went out there, wanted to change their life, get it right, run hard, make some money, they see they could stack. And then you had some guys out there, oh, I can get out here, run state to state and get into some shit and do some shit. So
yeah,
it was, you had some guys that got busted for stupid shit. You had some
yeah.
guys who turned their life around. But yeah, it is, they have been trying to get ex-cons with non-violence in the game, but it's been mixed reviews. And a lot of the guys were like trying to come straight out and find
Uh, uh,
jobs with
uh,
OOs and small companies. Small companies
let
don't
me ask
touch it.
you this, Mr. Darku. Okay, you talking about nonviolent drug offenders, right?
Yes.
Would you let an ex drug user behind 100,000
No, no,
hundred?
not use it, not use it. I'm talking about I mean, I mean, that guy's doing life in jail for weed. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like just got
Uh,
guys that got caught up. You know what I'm saying? They
it,
might got
it,
caught with like a bag or two, but not users.
you talking about drug offender, right?
Yeah, more like they got caught, with like a bag or two, and then
You
they
talking
they,
about
they
the
give they
dope
give
boy.
them like
You talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
doughboy?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, but nothing crazy. Just I mean,
okay.
there's dudes in jail for like stuff
We
that they should even be in there for.
what I'm saying is when you talk about drug offender, when you say drug offender, somebody that's used and got
No,
caught
no,
up
no.
for
I'm not talking
using.
about that. I'm not talking about the users. I'm talking about the sellers.
Yeah, okay. And even
So
the sellers.
uh,
Yeah, the sellers that get out are already. That's the first place they go in the trucking because I talked to them. So those people are already in the mix, and like I said, you just can't. As much as we like to think that trucking is simple, but you just can't snap your fingers and all of a sudden put people in behind trucks. Okay, would you like to be in front of somebody that just got their CDL license like a month ago?
No,
Rolling
no,
an 80,000 pound rocket.
I
He's
mean,
rolling an 80,000 pound rocket up and down the road.
No,
That
neither,
stop
neither,
anything. You can't stop him on
I
a
neither.
mean,
dime. Trust
I
me.
mean,
Would,
I mean, they're definitely not. But right now they're teaching high school kids and 16-year-olds. So
Yeah,
I don't know where the logic is
there,
coming from.
that's for the future. But the thing is, the biggest way to get people back on, you have people that have trucking experience. The thing is, how do you get them back into the trucks?
Let them do what they've been doing with everything else. Just go down to Mexico and just get all the Mexican
It'll
truckers and bring
actually
them up here.
right now what you have is they've ignored it over 6 months, and right now what you have is a backlog, and you have a backlog doing a crush, which is a Christmas
And that
crush.
basically sounded like a greedy consumer answer, and you're not looking at it from the point of view of
Yeah,
the man out there working every day who's got to
yeah,
make a living and take care of his
hey,
family. When you
yeah.
cut
let
our rates and our pay to the point where we can barely survive, but you want us to run and just say, well, and we decide, no, we don't want to run because we don't want to run for these dirt rate rates. But
Yeah,
you say, oh, get a Mexican
hey,
to do it. You actually killing me when you say that,
yeah.
bro.
Which
hey, let me
I'm,
jump in, AL. Let,
I'm sure they would if there were Mexicans available. I'm sure they would bring over Mexicans. I don't
hey,
think they're available
No,
though.
I'm
But
not talking about
hold on
bringing
a second.
them.
Let me jump in here real quick.
I'm talking about bringing them because your
uh,
backlogged. I mean, at the end of the
Hey,
day, there's too much demand, not enough
it's not
supply.
hold on.
the thing is you don't have the people. But CJ, CJ, I said CJ would get in if he came back up. Go ahead, CJ. CJ, we got you. Can you hear us?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, yeah, I got a question, brother. I'm actually a trucker right now. I'm on the road. I hear a lot of what you guys are talking about. So I had a question for AI. I was
For
just wondering,
L,
so what
yeah,
advice would AO?
go ahead.
Sorry. I was just wondering, what advice would you have for me as a new and up and coming trucker? Would you tell me keep stay on the road or find another career?
L, can you hear him? L, you away from the mic? You
Hell, are
might
you
be away
there?
from. You there? Go ahead, Meech. Can you give him some
Hey,
advice? Meech is a trucker too.
what was
Oh,
your
okay.
question again? Repeat it because the signal is coming in pretty broken. What was your question again?
And what
Oh, I'm
advice would
sorry.
you give?
I'm
He's an up and coming trucker. What advice would you give him? Should he stay in or should he get out and find another career? That's what he's asking.
Are you driving for a large carrier?
I can hear you, but I'm sorry.
He said, "Are you
Are
driving
you
for a
driving?
large carrier?"
Yeah, I drive for Prime Inc. right now.
Okay, so Prime is
Boss, let him know he was
I'm
bugging a
gonna
little bit. I need
I'm, I'm
Okay.
gonna
him to ask that whole
uh
statement all over.
Okay, I'll repeat it right after Meech
He
answers. Go
was
ahead, Meech.
bugging.
yeah, I'm gonna
We,
He
say
gonna have to
stay here,
ask
man.
that
If you're
whole
driving for a carrier,
question all over.
there
I didn't even get
start
the
looking for the
front
hey Morgan.
part of it.
There's a saying, but make
Question
sure
again.
that on a monthly basis, make sure that on a monthly basis that you're looking for other companies. How long have you been driving now?
I'm sorry, I
how long?
can't hear you, but my
How,
signal. I've
he,
been
he said, how long you been driving?
I just finished my training for like 2 months. I've been in my own. So I'm a lease operator. So I've been leasing my truck for about 2 months now.
He said he's been
Okay,
driving like 2 months. Oh, you heard him? Go
okay,
ahead.
so yeah. So you're a lease operator. I would have said you should went in not just as a regular driver for about a year and a half, so you could save up some money first. Because what you really want to try to do is be an owner operator, right? So look at
Right,
these other
right,
companies and compare how much they're paying for a company driver versus what you're making right now, because the pay is only going up, man. It's steadily going up, and I fully expect that we're going to get more pay raises over the next 6 to 12 months. You get what I mean? And then stay in it
right.
though, because even if within the next 2 years you become an owner operator and you lease onto another company, you lease onto a company, you can make some money out there, man. There's money to
Right.
be made out there.
Right. That was actually was my plan. Yeah, I was gonna save it for my year, get my own truck, and probably go do my own thing, and then find another
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this from experience.
company for that.
Try to have $20,000 to $25,000 saved up, man. Because when I first got my truck, during that first month and a half, I was in a hotel twice for almost 2 weeks, and that
Right.
you're not bringing in any money, and you're paying completely out of pocket. So try to make sure you have $20,000 to $25,000 at least saved up for expenses, man. And I would have paid more than that if the
Right.
truck didn't have a manufacturer's warranty still left
Okay.
on it.
Okay.
You get
Okay.
what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Hey, BGS, what I wanted to say though, what I wanted to say to what we talked about before is that there's a lot of people that just don't want to drive trucks. And
Mm-hmm.
so a
Yeah.
lot of things that's going on is not that they're not able to get in the trucks, because even before I started driving trucks, I was working around drivers that they were former they had jail time, they had felonies. You get what I mean? A lot of people just don't want to do it. That's why the pay rates are going up. They're not raising the pay rates to
Can
keep
anybody hear
people.
me?
They're raising the rate to
Yeah,
bring
we can hear
new
you.
people
Yeah.
in, right? I'm going to leave it at that. They're not raising the rates to keep people. They're raising the rates to bring people in, because what other jobs out there are going to be taking people away from truck driving? There's a job shortage, period. There's been a job shortage in this country, right? So people aren't hopping off the trucks. Not what I said. There are certain exceptions. AL was, under his own authority. That's a completely different thing.
You can hear me,
But when they
boss?
drive for other companies, when they're
Yeah,
driving
we can
for
hear
other,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to finish. AL, hold on a second. When you're driving for a company, though, especially a large company, CR England is a huge company, right? Even though I wouldn't advise you to stay there too long, but when you're driving for a large company, they're keeping business. They're keeping load. So I would say, get into it, man. Make the money you can make, whether you stay in forever or not, man.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's got connection problems right now. All right.
yeah. I wanted to say like when y'all was talking about the rates and stuff,
Uh huh.
like I was working for a guy part time, one of my homeboys, because he had like some bad drivers, so he just called me do some favors for him. He literally paid me what was it, 1,600 one day dropping off packages for Amazon.
Uh
It
huh.
was so bad. One load paid $400. Guess how much the load was?
How much?
It, 3 boxes.
Wow.
Three
Okay.
boxes for Amazon
Mm-hmm.
because they left
Wow.
those 3 boxes.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. And
Okay.
it just basically like the freight got to get out of there. And then
Yeah.
you got guys that either leaving freight behind
Okay.
or they just calling out, not even picking up the freight or whatever.
Yeah.
That stuff still got to go.
Yeah.
That mess up their revenue. So jobs like that, those guys, they in so much demand, man. Like they
Mm-hmm.
literally paying guys top dollar. Like I got $400 just to drop off 3 boxes. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? And I had got 5 loads on my truck that day. The most I had was 12. No, it wasn't even 12 pallets. I think it was 8 pallets, and the rest of them was kind of like a lot of loose stuff.
Mm.
Just good money on it.
There's money out here for trucks right now, man, because
Yep.
because one thing COVID did, man, is actually almost kill brick and mortar. So basically, everything has to be actually almost
Yeah.
delivered to the house. So the demand for drivers is actually off the chain right now. So if you're gonna be a driver, now's the time because you're gonna make a ton of money.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make a
Yeah.
ton of
My
money.
phone was tripping a while ago when that guy was trying to ask me some questions. I appreciate Mitch filling in and giving him some of that insight. But Meach was giving him the owner operator aspect of lease and own. You know, I played that market before too, Meach. That's what I'm trying to tell these guys about. The lease to companies. That's a dead end game too because they bleed your block like a mug. You thinking, oh, they just taking a 10, 15, 20% cut. Man, you supposed to be getting 100% of the fucking gross. If you go become an owner operator, go find you a specialty trailer, find you a specialty field, a specialty application trailer. Meets know what I'm talking about. She know what I'm talking about. Get on your tractor trailer outright. Get your authority. That way you can bid broker just like with the brokers, just like the brokers to them straight direct, and they got to pay you 100%. 100, and ain't nobody taking no cuts out of you. That's what they don't want you to know. They want you, yeah, come on with this company, even though you was a hand be an ex-hand and become an owner operator, but run for us. You still under the thumb of these motherfuckers, and you still leasing. It's just like you was still on the goddamn plantation. You never got off. If you want to get
Hey,
off the plantation as a trucker, owner operator, you have to own your truck and your trailer outright. And
hey,
that's
man,
where I
with them
was trying
lease.
to get to.
Mm.
I was trying to get to the point where I got through hauling freight. I got through fucking running rock buckets in end dumps and belly dumps. I was like, I need to get this car hauling transportation, non-car hauler trailer bad because it's only three things that's left in the trucking industry that pay COD. And I know what three they are. I ain't gonna give up the tip. Because you know what I'm saying? Hey, it ain't the game ain't sold. The game ain't told, it's sold. You know what I'm saying? But the truckers out there who no other truckers and these dudes in here, they know what I'm talking about. It's only three fields that still pay cash COD. I ain't trying to wait no 2 weeks, a month, 90 days for my goddamn check. I played that game. I want my shit right there when I deliver. If you don't deliver it to me, I got 9 motherfuckers I can take to the local projects, and I know I can find 9 bitches to flat back and suck some dick for 500 a time.
Damn,
And I mean
damn.
real quick.
Here we
But guess
go.
what? They gonna pay that. They gonna pay when you pull up. They go pay because they don't want to lose them fucking titles to them rides.
Mm. Hey, when it come down to it, man, them leasing trucks, man,
Mm.
they control your money. When you make a certain amount, they start divvying, slowing down your loads and all that stuff, man.
Tell them,
They
tell them
they
that's
control
still
it.
plantation
Them
work. That's
them
why I say
dispatchers,
no.
man.
Yeah,
Like,
dispatchers and brokers are who keep truckers broke while they making money for the companies in the industry. And like I said,
yep,
when we lost Hoffa. See, I'm third generation. My granddaddy laced me up on this, and I studied my history in this business because I wanted to be in this business since I was 7 years old. I told myself, if I never make it to the NFL, I know I got a career because I done watched my goddamn granddaddy show me the way. And when we lost Hoffa and there was no unions, these companies knew we go get them. Sooner or later, it's gonna be a battle of attrition, but we gonna bleed them out, and that's what they did. Man, you probably got less than 15% owner operators out on the road, legitimate owner operators who own their tractors and their trailers, and that's 15%. 10% of it ain't nothing but in produce. Running produce. The rest of them, the other 5, they in specialty fields. But you're not gonna find no true over the road owner operator running no drive van 53-foot trailer with his own tractor. He gonna do it from a 48-foot reefer. But then they try to bleed them out of getting that freight run because your trailer ain't long enough. It's so many tricks they try to pull on us. And Meech and she, they don't understand what I'm saying. It's man, everybody think truck is where it's good. Yeah, man. It's a good side, but it's also an ugly side. And I've seen the ugly side. And I walked it against the grain because I had an elder tell me, man, it ain't what you think. It ain't, don't do this to yourself. But I just said, fuck it. I wanted it so bad. I just had to put my foot in that water. I had to drink that Kool-Aid. I don't knock no man for going to go get his hustle like she and me and BJS right now. What they paying like that? Y'all got me thinking about going to go to
Breaking up
back on
the
the stool.
You're Borgin. You're Borgin L.
My bad. I'm not finna do that driving no automatic tractor. I'm not.
Yeah, yeah. Anybody else? I mean, we talk about trucking, but any topics on the board, you guys can bring up something.
Yeah.
If you guys want to bring up something.
No, I'm enjoying listening to the brothers that drive
Well,
across the road talk.
Yeah.
You know.
well, we
So.
don't actually have. I mean, it's nice because I don't. I have a lot of truckers that listen to me, but they don't actually speak up all the time, except for
Mm-hmm.
AL and Sheed and Meach all the time. But they
Yes.
don't actually talk about
PK.
Good
trucking all the
insight.
time.
Yeah, but
Huh?
PK don't. Yeah, PK don't talk about trucking like that either.
No, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I wanted to really come up, BGS, and thank you for sharing my video earlier.
Yeah.
That's doing numbers. Now this one I don't ever ask, but I'm actually working on one now. I think that one's gonna be way better than
Oh,
this one.
yeah.
But yeah, but
Well, I'm subscribed to you, but I don't always see it. So if I
I
see it, I
know.
share it.
All right, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, but thank you again. Like, I was like, wait a minute, but I just started doing numbers. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? Oh, okay. And I looked, I was like, oh, BGS, sure, all right.
Yeah. If I see
Mm-hmm.
if I see it, I share
See,
it. So
can you
Yeah.
put your channel in the back check so I can subscribe and download
she
Z? You
she
know
Yeah,
she
I'm
okay.
she got a wrench.
put the
Oh, talking
stuff
about
in the
Z.
back check.
Mr. Z,
All right,
do
all
you
right.
don't you have a wrench, Mr. Z?
No, I don't. You did not wrench. You did not wrench me, BGS. I am offended as a millennial. You know, I get in my feelings early.
Fuck you, Z.
BGS, you
Go
know
and
you
type
gotta
something.
put
Right?
salt
Type
in your
something in,
music
Z.
when
Fuck you
when you
anyway,
put
Z. But
salt.
type
Okay,
something in.
okay, okay,
Oh
good
man,
enough.
speaking
Okay.
of which, I'm glad you didn't see yesterday.
What happened?
Another millennial crying because
Oh yeah. With
yeah, because he
the
wanted.
man.
Like I said in the chat, he wanted a cookie from you. I was like, really? I just got off the panel. I'm like, I don't feel like arguing with these dudes. They're trying to blame all you guys for sexual molestation for all things. I'm like,
What? No,
I
okay.
can't make this shit up.
With boomers, that wasn't a thing. Okay. It's probably more of a thing now than it was back then. Boomers, that wasn't a thing. Sexual molestation, they actually usually used to get beat to death, but they kind of went soft on
Yeah,
people like that. Yeah,
that was
yeah,
always the
yeah,
and
boomer,
I
yeah.
got from my
When I
uncles,
came,
you get killed for that.
yeah, you get beat to death for doing shit like that. Yeah.
You see, the boomer gods kicked me out because I mentioned I was a millennial. You see that?
But when they talk about molestation, okay, everybody done got all kind of funny about molestation, right?
Uh-huh.
When they talk about molestation back then, we talk about a child that's before puberty. Okay, that was
Okay.
a no, right? Maybe 12, maybe 13. That's kind of gray area. But after 14, 15, you know, you might beat his ass, but you're not going to try to kill the dude for a chick that's 14, 15 because 14, 15 years old. Number one, we know that 14, 15-year-olds chase dudes with money. When they get into
Mm-hmm.
high school and shit like that. So beat him down for what we know that chicks actually do. We don't do that. So it's kind of funny when they talk about molestation.
Yeah, but you
Okay.
trying to blame your whole generation for that, and I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Well.
what
Yeah.
dude really?
Yeah. Yeah. Shit. I heard him. He just he wants to be heard, man. That's all. I don't know what his problem is. I don't even know what this. I'm kind of get tired of the millennial whining all the time. You guys are
You
damn.
like you
One
gotta
or two.
help us, dudes, and I'm
Yeah.
like, so you basically
Yeah.
saying you want a cookie?
Yeah, he wants to, he wants a snack in he wants a fruit snack in a juice box, okay? And where's the pat him on him till it's okay?
we no, that same dude. I don't know, man. I keep on saying, like, when did black boomers have all this money to destroy the world with? Like, yeah, that when I hear him speak, I'm like, bro, you ODing on the black authority talking points, bro. You ODing on this shit. Let it go.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Z, did you type something into the chat so I can give you a
Yeah,
wrench? What name?
yeah.
God damn. Okay. Oh, there you are. Who's got
Yeah.
the mic? Who's got the bad mic?
Is it me? Let me see. Let me.
Yeah, I think it's you. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
try to pull your mic away from your clothes, maybe, because it's scratching on something. But go ahead. So Mr. Z don't need no wrench. All right. Anybody else? Well, yeah. But yeah, somebody tipped me to that. I heard a little bit of it, man. I turned that shit off. You know, I don't listen to
Yeah, I
people
didn't
that
want to
are
bother
never.
you with it. I was like, nah, this dude ain't worth it.
No, he's not. I've actually went at him before, so it's like I don't want to go back and hear his crap again. He wants to be heard. So let Charles handle it. Anyway, anybody else? What you guys? You got kind of quiet. I guess we're on the road talking about trucks. But
I
anything's on the
want
table.
to switch the topic a little bit, BGS. Let's
Go ahead.
talk about let's get back on that Dave Chappelle stuff, man. Because
Okay.
Okay.
I listened to you with a
You're
guy,
breaking up again. I'm sorry.
and I had to, damn, is my phone acting up again?
No,
Can you
I
hear
don't
me?
know
That's
what's
better.
going on with your signal, but you were borging for a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess he went out. But
So
the
Yeah.
I
crazy
just
part
bought
is,
Netflix.
oh shit.
I just bought Netflix this week just so I could watch the Dave Chappelle thing, and I started watching it, but I fell asleep on something. I really got to watch this man because this man he about to dig in him. I know he about to dig in him and shame him. And then when I heard about some of them alphabet people who tried to hate on him within Netflix said we gonna suspend you 3, and we ain't finna get rid of them. I was like, thank you, man. That time, that time, our
They
First
they
Amendment meant something. Shit.
for such a small population, man, they think they have a whole lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
What is it?
Netflix told
Them in the
we
back to the
waking.
Jews.
What is
Yeah.
it? 3-4% of
Yes,
the
they got the
population,
Jews back.
BGS?
No. We're talking about transgenders. You talk about less
Oh,
than
that's even
1% of the
smaller. Oh
population.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
That's even
half
smaller
a
than
percent, if
Ella.
even.
No, I don't think it's even 0.5%.
Dang, is that small? Wow.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
that's small. Yeah.
Go Professor did a good bill this morning. Say as black
Mm.
men, it's like we on death row, and he was talking about how they was gonna boycott the Dave Chappelle, all the trans at Netflix and telling
Good.
all the other, and I'm
Good.
like,
And
Good.
crazy man.
How many
Mm.
how many trans actually are there to actually will make a difference with Netflix?
Like 8.
You see what they did there? They suspended them and said, "Well, we're making money. Sit down and shut
Yeah.
up."
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then but then
Yeah.
they didn't they made it clear. They was like, we ain't suspend them because they trans. We suspend them because they went into a meeting that
Yeah.
they not invited to.
Right.
So if you really want to be specific
Mm.
about it,
Oh, they
Mm-hmm.
tried
you
to act
know
a
you don't
donkey
supposed to
in
be in
public.
here.
Well, BGS,
They
one of the
tried to
reasons I
act a
think they're
donkey
going
in
so.
public. See?
No.
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
they try to act a donkey at the office meeting. Like, nah, we
In
don't
other
play that
words,
over here.
in other words, they barged into their boss's meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I think they're going so hard is they're trying to cover up the fact that they drove his friend to commit suicide.
Oh,
Yeah.
Exactly. That too.
it could be, but thing is that well, they're sensitive anyway. But
Mm.
you don't think Netflix actually vetted this, and basically Netflix probably actually likes this kind of
Yeah,
Yep.
of
The
course
this
they
kind
do.
controversy.
of controversy because guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's watching it, so they're making
Yeah.
more money.
It's
Hey,
So that
driving
BGS,
that
they gave
sales.
that man $20 million per show. They're watching it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Oh
think
yeah.
about this. Dave Chappelle is doing the same thing for Netflix that he did for Comedy Central.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay,
This man is a walking
somebody
cash
answer
cow.
me this.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in this panel answer me this, and I need the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell the truth. Everything he was saying, was it a lie?
Nope.
No, it wasn't a lie.
No.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But that's but once again, you live in the world of alternative facts. Shout out to Kelly and Conway. So doesn't have to be truthful.
Yeah,
It
especially
don't
in
I
gotta be
thought that
Hospital.
was
truthful.
Sarah B.
I
Huckabee
almost fell out my
Sanders
chair
that
when he
was
said
screaming
that.
that shit, Z. I thought that was her that was screaming that, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. With her lying
No,
ass.
no, Huckabee Sanders got it for Kelly and Conway. Kelly and Conway was the person that brought us that phrase, and I'm going to use it for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Damn
Alternative
it.
facts.
Yeah. And then right after that, they come out with Gay Superman. So
Oh,
Yeah.
bruh, BJ, why did you? Where's Charles when you need him?
so
Yo,
so
they painted the picture, BGS. They showed him kissing, dude.
they had to make it controversial. So
Yo, at least it's not Clark, right? At least it's not Clark. It's his son, but still.
it don't matter. Superman is
Ugh.
Superman. But yeah, but the thing is that they Netflix, Netflix actually vets all this stuff. They knew what was going to go out before they actually put it up. So if they
Yeah.
were okay with it, it's it's not like It's not like it's a regular TV channel, TV station. Netflix don't care. Controversy is good. It sells tickets.
And
Yeah,
speaking of selling stuff,
do
y'all
numbers.
y'all y'all heard y'all local favorite big girl celebrity. She been caught half naked again, walking barefoot
Bro,
up
I
in the
seen the
city.
picture, and
Who
somebody
who
Oh,
tagged it.
who's that?
Lizzo. They showed
Oh,
oh
Lizzo in like
gosh,
this purple fishnet looking thing, and then they put a bag of
no,
potatoes in a purple fishnet.
no.
Oh my god! And my girlfriend sent that to me, so you know it's funny if my girl sent it to me. I was fucking dying, BGS. Lord, I think I still got it on IG. Because she sent it to me on IG. But
is
Lizzo
is
yo,
that
walking
is that
half
is that is
naked
that
should be a crime.
is that confidence or insanity?
no, you know
Insanity.
what I did?
I think it
I think
borderlines
it's
insanity,
No,
BGS.
it's
It is.
insanity.
I think it's if I can't get the attention I want. It's almost like if I can't be famous, I'll be infamous. I
Yeah,
can't get you to look at me for being air quotes beautiful, then I'll do the well look at me for how outlandish I am and how
the
out there
outrageous
I
thing.
am. You know, yeah,
Well, yeah,
exactly.
well, the Kardashian in mode, huh? I'm gonna be
Yeah.
outrageous.
Yeah. But Kim didn't I don't want to do that. Okay.
Yes,
I
you did.
get it. I get why I get it because think about it. You're a heavy set, whatever looking black woman in Hollywood. In Hollywood.
Yeah.
So she
Z, I
made it to
told
the
you to give me her
yeah.
number so I could black Kevin Federline her for y'all and we
But
can
that's the thing
win.
Oh,
that's the thing
I'll
though.
take one
First of
for the
all,
team.
Lizzo's into Chris Evans white dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
My
Hey,
last
Number
name
one.
is Evans. I'll pass. I got
True, but
longevity. I can get back. But
I got a $5 holler for Ray from Ray June. Appreciate you, bro.
right. But first of all, she's into white dudes. Secondly, she's content and not even content. She's dogged about staying the way she is physically. Well, then, if you're in Hollywood, the luckiest you could get is if you do the Gabby Sidibe. But even Gabby Sidibe lost weight, right?
Yeah,
So that
Lonnie Love
you
like white dudes, but
mm-hmm.
she be checking for Jesus.
we
yeah
barely hear you. We barely hear you, Sheet.
I said Lonnie Love like white dudes, but she checking for Jeezy.
yeah, but yeah, right, exactly. Well,
Oh,
Lonnie Love's situation is very interesting. Lonnie Love likes fit black dudes, but she's okay with being with a frumpy white dude. Explain this shit to me.
because
because she
that's the only
knows she
thing she
can't
could
get the
get.
fit
It's,
black
it's,
dude.
Yeah.
that's all she qualifies for.
And the Jeezy thing is on point because Lonnie is seething about Jenny Mai and Jeezy.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is,
She's seething.
so basically,
So is the bang yang. No one cares.
Lonnie Love is Steph Cole's spirit animal.
Okay, let me
And Z,
let me
this
get some.
song only called Anthony Town, so she'll
Mhm.
mess with a Negro. I got a
Mhm.
chance. Y'all give me her number. I'll black Kevin Federline. I
But
tell you.
let me get this out because BG let me get a little bit of space because BGS just mentioned something. Oh, Stefco reviewed Mahogany Pink's video that what is it
Uh-huh.
false promise of black love,
Yeah.
and you saw the sisterhood come out. She didn't speak exactly like her, but she was like, well, I mean, I understand, and then, it's true, and she ate on that video, and I'm like, no, not you, oh Stefco. I thought you were
Oh,
better than
really?
that.
Oh,
I
really? Yeah.
thought you were
Oh,
better than that.
Oh,
I thought I was out, and she pulled me back in. Okay, I
Bruh.
gotta go in
Oh,
on
so, and it's exactly. I'm telling you, BGS. It's interesting watching the sisterhood in action. Right? You got
it.
you got the swirler divester freaking zealot type person in Mahogany Pink, and then you got Ostefko, who we know swirls, but maybe we didn't think she was like that on the shit. And she pretty much co-signed exactly what Mahogany Pink was saying, and I'm like, oh, I thought you were better than that.
Oh,
Apparently not.
after you tried to be well, actually, she should have just been the jump off for the black dude that she tried to get.
Right?
Okay,
mm-hmm.
and you talking about you gave up?
Yeah.
It's like we'll really miss you.
Yeah. At the end of the day, this is the thing for me. Do what y'all want to do. Everybody that's black, if you want to go swirl, divest, if black men want to go do what they want to do it. But this whole insulting people on the way out the door of the black community, that let me know this is not about no love or no you want to connect with somebody. Y'all got some issues, yo.
They're not out the black community. That's the problem. They're
Well,
still
that part.
here.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah.
in
Yeah.
another way, if white men would really take them like that, they wouldn't even complain. They would just
We
go.
already and this is the thing.
I
From
would
my
complain if they took over
experience,
either, but I'm just saying.
I worked in a white collar space for years, for 5 years.
Hmm.
These white dudes are smashing, yo. They
Yeah.
not wifing. They're not letting it be known until they're drunk. When white
Yeah, the
drunk
smash
dudes
game's
tell
on
you
point. They just ain't
everything.
wiping them.
Exactly. White drunk dudes tell you everything. All them sisters y'all think they ain't smashing, they smashing them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes,
They
Yeah, yeah,
smashing them.
yeah. They,
These
man,
white boys know they got their pick of the litter if they just want to smash.
Exactly. Exactly.
AL from old school Texas, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sisters been white boys been fucking sisters for
Mm-hmm.
centuries, man. They ain't never stopped.
Talk about
Shit.
loyalty. Ha
And when they couldn't get it voluntarily, they were taking it.
Thank you.
Yeah. And these black girls don't put up no fight because they thinking, oh, I might just get chose this time. But then as soon
Nah.
as, oh, he
Nah.
smashed and dashed me.
Mm.
Say, yeah, motherfucker, why you up here trying to say black men ain't no good? You getting smashed and dashed on by Brian.
Hey,
The most loyal sister is the one that got done in wrong by some white dudes and got dumped.
Yep, he ain't
She's the one with
lying.
the kente cloth on.
If you see a sister with a good looking sister with the kente cloth and she don't never want to mess with a white guy and she hate crackers, that means she done got done bad by some crackers and got dumped, and now she got to go back and make it
You're
good with
finna
the
lose a
brothers.
white guy. What's going on with Serena? Y'all,
I don't know how true that is.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Well, they probably are getting divorced, but the only
You
you
think
know
it's
the only
true?
reason they got married, why they get married, because she was
Because she
pregnant.
exactly. Exactly.
They ain't get married.
Exactly.
okay, okay, I hear you, BJ, but I got to ask this $64,000 question to the guys on this panel.
Okay.
Why would you allow yourself, Serena Williams, you worth $30 million, part owner of the Dolphins with your sister? I mean, you got it going on. Why would you allow yourself to get pregnant by that? That's what I want to know. That dude.
Birth control don't always work, and it's a 1 in 1 million chance.
Oh,
Uh,
BGS, I'm gonna tell you like this.
well,
Boy,
You know how
say they got 33 different versions of contraception.
I
So I quit.
understand.
I don't want to hear
now,
it.
I understand, but thing is, okay, it's not if they found out it's not so much that the pill doesn't work, right? Is that
mhm.
with chicks that have a busy lifestyle and partying, they don't always take it like they're supposed to.
Mhm.
And
Now,
okay,
can I answer?
I missed 3 days. I'm a triple up. It don't work that way.
Yeah.
Mhm. Can I answer
Yeah.
AL's question though?
Go ahead.
Because
Go ahead.
well, to Serena's credit, she had a number of high-profile black boyfriends that just dumped her, and she
And why do
probably
we think
got
that
what
is?
she could. Yeah, and she
Most of
probably
those
got what she
women
can
said
get.
they quit her because
Also,
of her
I
breath.
still haven't forgot about her using his head, using his head like a wig stand. That video's
Oh,
still
yeah.
around.
Yeah. Well, and this is actually one of my fears for black women. If this reputation that black men and sometimes in this space have about black women, if that shit spreads outside the black community, which it kind of
Oh,
already
it
has,
already has.
it's a wrap.
It's already,
It's
it
been
already
a
has.
It's a
wrap.
It's a wrap.
wrap.
It's
This
a
is
wrap
what they don't
now.
want to see, Z. They
Yeah.
know it's a rap. That's why they putting up all this, what he say, what Kevin's insults, guilts, and the need to be right. That's all
Yeah.
they got to fight with now because
Yeah.
they can't, it's over. BGS was telling them when they was talking to the women in his chat a few years back, but they didn't want to hear it. Like, y'all better
Yeah.
get this shit together. You better start telling these women. But that's the thing. It's good. We got good women in this sector who listen. They know what's
Yep.
up. We keep telling them all the time, man, you got to step up to the place. Now, if I tell these broads, these broads trying to kick my
You know
ass,
what though?
I ain't gonna fight.
I
They don't want to deal with it.
I think the sisterhood is that strong. I was watching a video. What's the She's one
Yeah,
of
I can
these
understand. I
sisters.
understand why they don't want to deal with the sister because
Yeah,
it
because
is
the
that
the,
strong.
the black women that are they understand and they know that sisterhood is real. One of the sisters, she's actually married to a white dude. She lives in Britain with him. She's married to a white dude, and I was watching her speak to another black woman about this, and she was saying like, I straight up every time I tell black women, white men aren't your saviors. They're not. These non-black men aren't gonna save you. They're normal men, and I could have easily been with a black man. I just had certain values, and I met it in this white man. She said they come at her. And she's like, wait a minute, but I'm married to a white dude. Like I'm married to her
Yeah.
husband right there in the camera. And she's saying like relationships will work. So even when they don't even go to the extreme and say, you know what, stay with black men or whatever, but when they're like, hey, be careful, don't worship this non-black stuff, even they get attacked. So that lets you know like the sisterhood of swirlers and divestors, all they want to hear is like some borderline neo-Nazi stuff about black men and go about their way. They don't want to hear anything that's like, hey, if you think colorism's bad in the black community, wait until you get a load of the South Asian community, the Latin community. If you think You know, exactly. Anybody that know about the South Asian community know that shit is next level. You can't even compare nothing to that shit. Ain't nothing on the planet you could compare to that. That's fucking
Damn.
Try
that's
some
next
gas
level,
society
bro.
on your ass.
Right? We built a whole caste system about colorism, nigga.
Shit, you see Asian ladies with a light face and dark body.
Right.
Laugh my ass off.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Black from the neck down, or black from the the let me see, the shoulders down, but white from the neck up. That's South Asian as fuck. Hey, any South Asian that's listening, you know I'm telling the truth. Fuck out of here. But no, and you know, I just look at that and it's somewhat sad because either they don't know or they've really made themselves that delusional. That's the thing to me. You've bought into your own hype and your own propaganda to the point where you, once again, like we see those videos of white dudes being like, "Hey, lady, I'm just a man." Like, whoa, like you know, and it's bad when you see regular ass white dudes being like, listen, I'm just a man. I'm not God. I'm not that much better than black men. Stop.
You see that, hey, BGS, you see that white dude flipping out over Meek Mill's album
Yeah,
cover?
that shit's that's too much, bro. Extra.
No, I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I saw it. Niggas doing too much.
You Borgen AM.
You're Borgen. Yeah, you're Borgen. Yeah. That's that weird ass what is it when you showing off virtue signaling? That's too much. Yeah, that shit's too much, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
LR, you know, LR, you can jump in anytime. You already know this. So Phoenix Journal, same thing.
What's up? First and foremost, it's been a while. I just feel my little Sith force coming just for a little bit. Can we admit or stop acting like these ladies don't know who their savior is, because they're going to keep running back to us and we're going to keep taking them under all these circumstances?
Are we?
I don't think so.
Really?
No.
Well, I mean, that's what I hate to say it, that's what some of the, that's what the homosexual game and the cougar young dude trying to get a piece is turning into.
There's not enough of them. There's just not enough homosexuals out there, man.
Homosexual. Not homosexual.
No, that's what I mean. Hobo.
BGS talked about LAR. These men are never gonna take pussy off the negotiation table. That's why they always fall.
You got to remember, and we talked about this. Basically, this is a boomer and a Gen X topic, right? Because the younger millennials and the Zs, they don't give a shit. They weren't taking them in the first place, much less taking them back.
Yeah.
So as far as going forward, basically this argument is over going forward.
Oh,
well, this is, and talking about that. Okay, on that same video, you hear all these beautiful stories. The first person to compliment me was a white man. The first person to do this was a Spanish man. And I'm like, wait a minute, somebody lying. Okay. Somebody's lying, because only 4% of all adult black women are married outside of their race. 4, count it, 4. So somebody in that comment section lying.
No, it's not even. Okay, it's not even that much. It's like less than 3% of black women actually matter outside of their race. Less than 3%.
So somebody's lying. Go ahead.
Of these women are married to the streets, and y'all gonna take it.
What you say, LAR? For the streets.
You got to remember. You got to remember. It's like I think out of wedlock, out of interracial marriage for black women is only like 6%, right?
Yeah.
But only 26% of black women are actually married. Okay, we're talking about just married black women. Okay, so basically, when you divide that by 4, it's less than 3% of black women actually married interracially.
Somebody's lying. So BGS, I'm going through the comments. You know me, masochist. So I'm just scrolling through, reading these comments, enraging myself more and more. And with every comment, I'm like, wait a minute. The first person to ever compliment me was a white man. The first person ever to pick up my bags at the grocery store was a white man. And I'm like, what?
Okay, so
it's the same concept with the quote unquote bad boy and the hustler and the baller. The first person you paid attention to was the person that you wanted to pay attention to.
So in other words, when Zeus came off of Mount Olympus and helped you with your bags to your car, that's when you paid attention.
Absolutely. And my Sith force is dark because I'm a hater today. people don't want to say, hey, you look, man, and BGS, I get exactly what you're saying, Gen X and Boomer issue.
Boomer, yeah.
Yeah. And I also see the millennials being suckers for
Older
the cool
millennials,
game.
yeah, older millennials.
Some
We in
No,
there
older
too.
not
millennials.
older. No, just millennials in
I,
general. You know, they got somebody
No,
ain't too big
some
and thick.
older millennials.
I talk to them all the time. I talk to them all the time. I talk to the Z's all the time. Okay, I talk to the parents. Because my son is a millennial, right? He don't date no black women. Okay, his buddies don't date black women. Okay, I'm in California, but the thing is, and this is a growing trend. I talked to Rodney. He's in fucking Arkansas. Guess what? He don't date in Arkansas.
Dang.
He don't date black women. He's in
Wait,
Arkansas.
how old is he? How old is he?
He's 20.
20. Dang. It is
What campus he close to? He close to what college campus is he close
I mean,
to?
what I'm saying is, if he could be close to a college campus. The thing is, he's in Arkansas. Okay, Arkansas is not is not the it's not an international city. International
No,
state like California.
I get it because like I got friends of all different ages and races. And one thing I don't like about millennials and downward, they lie with their words. Dating and screwing and hanging out and kicking it. What we consider dating, that's what they are doing, but they don't call it dating.
Okay.
They call it meeting up and hanging out. I'm like, you doing the same thing.
That's true. But the thing is, even at that, who are they doing it with? We used to do it with black women. Who are they doing it with?
Black women aunties. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, it might be their aunties, but also, whenever I ask a father that's a boomer or Gen X or even do they have a son? How old is he, and who are they dating? Okay, 9 times out of 10, it's not a black woman. And I've asked the Z's directly because we have Z's that actually come into the channel, like
Truth.
Truth is
Yeah.
he's in Sacramento. He dates everything, but he's saying but he doesn't date black women exclusively. So basically, there's a shift going on. There's a shift going on.
I see it, but you're in a very international city. I'm in an international city. You just have two. I get your view because I got friends there too, and I got friends there that are from there but left here, and it's like two different worlds.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you talk about Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and you talk about Louisiana, and they're all saying the same thing. Those are not a big interracial states. They're not like California.
Absolutely.
That mix.
But the people in Louisiana and Mississippi lying.
Well,
what do you mean by that, LAR? What are they lying about?
It's not enough people. How can I say? There ain't enough people to be dating out at that clip.
Well, okay. In fact, I got to go back and find it because I had a report out of Louisiana, right? Okay, it was like 15 or 20% of the babies being born from black men are actually interracial. That was recent. That might maybe less than a year ago. So there's a trend going on.
So we talking Baton Rouge and probably Lafayette.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
No. I'm calibrating in my mind. My bad.
Play this clip. Play the clip I put in there, BGS.
Huh?
Play that clip I put in there, BGS. Or play it for yourself first.
What clip are you talking about?
It's in the back chat. It's in the back chat.
Okay, let me look at it first.
Oh, this must be good.
I've
seen this clip before.
Exactly. They looking. They checking.
Oh yeah, they've been checking. That's
there's plenty.
And all COVID's gonna do is make it worse. Kevin can tell you he's basically these chicks are actually beating down his door to come in and actually go for high value dudes, right?
Damn.
Yeah, I remember that.
Damn, I'm sad. I'm sad for them because I could see what's gonna happen here. My crystal ball says it's not looking promising.
Yeah. She rubbing herself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the highest sign I want to fuck. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. When she's there rubbing
Yeah,
themselves.
but
Yeah.
But that ain't new. That's like at least 30 years old.
yeah, but
Man,
y'all know
like that on the
this.
field.
That's gonna be a
literally
Me Too
hot and
clip in
bothered.
5 years.
And 24 tribes. You want to argue, man? Come on, stop arguing from the chat, man. If you want to
Oh
argue,
boy.
come up. I
But no,
hate people that want to go
I
back and
feel
forth
sad
on
for
the
them,
freaking
BJ.
chat.
And you could tell from my video, I do get upset about certain things, but being a millennial and all. But I because I see how this is gonna go down. It's like, do you not see it? Wait, so y'all just gonna keep trying to save face? All right,
Yeah, they will.
all
They
right.
will.
Yeah, they're gonna
I
try to
mean,
save face. I don't care anymore.
you gotta understand they've been out of order for centuries, man. They have had that leadership or that authority over them in centuries. So
They've
what else
never
are they gonna do?
they've
They don't
never
know
been in
anything
control.
else.
They've never been in
Yeah,
control.
they
They
just
they they,
gonna
they relied on the miscegenation laws keeping black men in check. Black men couldn't date
Mm-hmm.
nobody else.
And then here's the thing: they're just gonna be like, they're just gonna watch. The other black women are gonna have to watch those women drown in order to be like, "Ooh, I better get my shit together."
But will that
They can
work,
get lonely.
or will we just get Brazil?
No, I mean, there's gonna be some Brazil, and there's gonna be
Mhm.
some. And I think when black women do get in order, they're just gonna be more attractive overall to all men. So I
I
think
agree.
that's
I
kind of
agree.
got kind of a foregone conclusion as well. I mean, black people will mostly marry black people, but they'll
I agree.
just date out at the same clip, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, I this is the one thing where Latin America actually is ahead of us on. I'm like, all this way people talk. Have y'all never heard of Latin America? You tell me where all these mixed people are running Latin America. They're not. You know who's running Latin America? The white Latinos.
Oh yeah, because they basically eliminated a lot of the natives and actually
Thank you.
brought in the Latinos. They did
Of
that on
course.
they did that on purpose, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
And
look
so
at
I look. Go ahead.
Oh, I
No,
was gonna say look at Argentina because they didn't
24
Oh yeah,
have
they
the
slaughtered the
legislation.
black people in native
24,
there.
24 tribes. Basically you're going back and forth on a chat. When I have a panel, it doesn't make sense to go back and forth in the chat. If you want to say something, come up and say something. You know, if you're trying to discuss it with us.
What's he discussing? I'm not even looking at the.
Well, he's trying to say that Serena Williams dated up. Okay.
Well, she did, man. I mean, that guy.
Whatever.
How
Hold
so?
on.
How so?
As far as wealth and
No
resources and
bullshit.
things that
Bullshit.
No, she made more. She's worth
No,
more than him.
actually,
She's
she
worth more
laid
than him.
down because
Okay. Oh, how much was he worth when they got married?
Something like
Okay,
15.
so
Something like 15 mil.
He
Oh, I'm sorry.
$4 million. Okay, his net
We
worth
got
is
like
$4 million.
two.
And she was worth like 150 or something like that.
This is no name Reddit
140.
co-founder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of the black guys that she dated are worth more than him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I appreciate. I
Drake,
do
Common.
appreciate 24 tribes for making my point. He'll take her. He'll take her. He'll take her back with open arms.
Who?
Open arms and an open mouth.
Serena.
24.
Black men to take Serena back. I
Yes.
think you're right. I think you're right about that, Elliot. I think you're right.
Well, because she's in that class of woman. All right, she's in 100 octane class of woman. Okay.
Yes, man.
And that booty. Well,
Wait,
that part.
she's got money, she's famous, all that kind of stuff. Basically, she's an asset. Of course, they would take her back.
BGS, you can't skip over my
she
funny
don't.
part and that ass though.
Or
We can't miss that ass.
what did ass do? I heard that.
Well,
But I want to hear. I want to hear Friedman's. I want to hear Friedman's logic about why she married up and why he's actually an upgrade. That's what I want to hear.
Well, I mean, this is like, so basically, JB explained it, and I looked at.
No. I want you to explain it.
Okay. So this guy is a tech insider and does a lot of investing and helped her set up her investment firm with her cash. So he is an asset in the fact that he knows those things, right? So I mean, he helped her quite a bit in managing her money and net worth and all that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
and
like
she still used it like a wick stand.
But the thing is, I want you to get to the point. She can marry down and he can be an asset. I want to hear the marry up part.
yeah. Well, that's my marry up rationale. So,
Okay. What does marry up mean to you?
Well, for her, he
No,
upgraded
I
her
wonder what marry up
finances.
means to you. How did she? Basically, what would marry up mean? Somebody, a man of what? Higher what? Wealth and what?
Influence,
Status.
status.
That
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, look. Okay.
so who has the higher status, her or him?
Well, in the broader culture, she does. In Silicon Valley, he does.
How many people in Silicon Valley have never heard of Serena Williams?
Well, who cares who she is in
No,
Silicon
no,
Valley?
no, 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 no. Status, sir. Don't give me
Well,
the bullshit. Don't
exact.
give me the bug dancing. Status.
I'm not. I'm not. What do you think her status is in Silicon Valley?
In other words, recognition. How many people have heard of her?
As many people as have heard of him.
No. Probably
Okay.
more people. More people have heard of. He was relatively unknown, unless you're an
yeah.
insider.
Hey, but
Nobody knew
yeah,
who
check
Alexis
back.
Ohanian was.
Yeah, and I trust and believe. I'm an old tech head, right? I never heard of the dude until he married her.
Yeah, I had neither.
Mhm.
And we have programmers that are here. Okay, nobody heard of him unless you really know who Reddit is. In fact, most
Mhm.
people didn't know who he was until she was a step up for him.
I just gotta be a hater on this. I remember the time when she was actually the side chick. So actually, the side chick made the main dude famous. So
Mm.
that's not a step up, you
Yeah.
know.
The side chick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who?
because he had another woman when she got
Yep.
pregnant.
Well, okay.
So she was the side chick.
No, she wasn't. She
Yeah,
wasn't
she
a
was
side
the
chick.
side chick.
No, she wasn't a side chick.
Okay.
Got to remember, you know how you been around. You got. I mean, you got athletes in your family, right?
Yeah.
You know how this shit works, right?
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
what you're saying.
You know how the pool is. The hookup pool within at that level, right?
Okay, diagonal chick.
You know what?
I
You know
told you I'm
what?
on my
Hey,
tip.
no. You see. I'm from Sweet Poke, man, and you running that bill shit on my ass, man. I'm gonna have Uncle Tommy come down and blast your ass, motherfucker.
Let me shut my
run,
ass
run,
up.
run, running that bail shit on me, man. What? All right,
Mm.
Negro.
But you know what? LAR, let's not skip the part. LAR is right. She's gonna come back out here, and there niggas will wife Serena.
She
There's
got
niggas will
money.
still wife Serena.
She got money
She's
and
not gonna wife
status.
him. She's not gonna wife any. She's not
There,
gonna
you're
husband a
right.
black dude.
Yeah,
She's
Yeah,
not
she
yeah,
gonna
you're
will.
right.
She
husband a black
might.
dude.
Yeah.
She probably could.
You
But the
think
thing is,
so?
it's got to be higher status, dude. She took a step down with this. In fact, most people say, why the
I
fuck she
agree.
marry him?
I agree.
Yeah,
Even at the
I agree.
time, I said, who is? Most of the time, at the time they were even engaged, like right?
Mhm.
They said, who is this dude, and why are they hooking up?
And remember, Papa Williams did not go to that wedding. I don't know if it was a sickness or illness, but remember.
He can't. Papa
no,
Williams.
he wasn't
Papa
happy.
Williams come from Sweet Poke, man. The old Jim
Yeah.
Crow. They actually ran him
Hmm.
out of town. He
Yeah.
can't stand crackers. Okay,
Well,
can't stand them.
imagine that. I protected you from these people your entire
Yeah,
adolescence and young adulthood.
ain't nothing.
They made fun of you. They called you monkey. They called your sister monkey. They
Yeah,
went after y'all, and then y'all both turn around and y'all like
yeah.
practically
That
chase these
that.
men.
But the thing is who are they around though? They're not really in
Yeah,
the tennis world
yeah,
like that. They're not around a whole bunch of black dudes.
true.
Hmm.
Serena had to go outside of the tennis world to actually get date black dudes. But
Yeah,
she
Hmm.
been
that's
blaming
true.
because before him I had never seen her with a white dude.
Yeah.
No,
And I'm not
what
even
she
gonna
was with
lie.
the
It's
other dude,
Where what
yeah.
other dude?
the X-Men producer.
Oh yeah, the recording. I remember the recording where they caught them and he was talking to her kind of foul. I know who you're talking about. Oh fuck, his name
It's
is
not
somebody.
Tim's story, but he got in trouble or something afterwards.
Yeah, I forgot his name. But yeah, I mean that and shout out to Drake. Let me get this right. You
Yeah,
get the porn star chick pregnant, but not Serena.
yeah,
Dumbass.
yeah. Yeah. The thing is that she pulled a Lonnie Love.
Yeah,
Well, on this one,
and
because everybody's
look,
saying the math doesn't make sense. Okay,
ain't it the saddest thing in the world? Lonnie Love still don't look that happy.
She's not.
She look content-ish, as content as she could be, which is not really that happy.
she couldn't get the guys she wanted. Same thing. Serena. She couldn't get the black guys that she wanted because she was dating all these high profile black guys. that she couldn't lock down, and the one guy that would lock her down is a white dude.
That's
Is what it
crazy.
is. She took a step down.
So black
But I
men got
wanted.
to be these. I'm sorry.
That's what I want to hear. So how is this a step up?
Oh,
On any
yeah, I
in
don't
any way.
understand it. I don't understand it.
Okay.
You know
Drake,
what?
Common, and then Ohanian.
It's a step. You
Yeah,
just
well,
made
yeah,
a
yeah.
step up.
What things like this are not like the other?
One of
Okay.
y'all
Exactly.
just made it a
Exactly.
step up by saying the guys wouldn't marry her. She found a guy that could marry her. Now he got his cut game on, and they about to get this reverse cut game when she's single.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. She gotta pay him off. She gonna pay him
damn,
off.
didn't she
But
do a
thing,
commercial
she
about
had the baby.
financial abuse?
She had the baby. She had the baby. She wanted to
Mhm.
make it legit. She got married to the dude. She stayed married for the 4 years. Now she gonna get, she gonna dump him.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I remember I actually had the video, the wig video up on
Damn.
my channel.
She couldn't play a Janet. At least Janet was with a billionaire dude.
Well,
She
that's a
couldn't
step.
pull a Janet.
That's a step up.
Yeah. I don't know. So you don't think Serena could have pulled the Janet BGS? What, she doesn't have the look, or she don't have the shape, or maybe not the personality?
She doesn't have the Jackson name. The Jackson name is $1 billion name. That's like
True.
he
That's
he
true.
took her. That's why. It
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily the it wasn't necessarily the
look.
the look, but the thing is the Jackson name.
That's probably
He
how.
he wanted a Jackson a baby.
Yeah, that's probably how Michael got. What's her name?
Oh,
daughter.
yeah.
And
Lisa Presley?
does that look like a
No.
step up? Where he got a wig on.
Look like he gonna be getting his hair done for free for the rest of his life.
He got her. He's wearing the wig. Okay. Does that look like a step up?
Yeah, that's just crazy.
That is a placeholder. But hey, it is what it is.
I don't know. Like, it's weird. I get it. I mean, not being ADOS, but growing up around ADOS people, I, when I listen to R&B, I can't imagine playing that in the car sitting next to a white girl. It just doesn't compute. I can't make it. If I'm listening to Boyz II Men or Drew Hill or somebody, I just can't make it. Like fit. And I get if Serena and other sisters, I guess they could do that. They could listen to whatever music and then still be with the white dude. I don't know how people do it, but I can't do it.
You mean to tell me you can't listen to Color Me Bad or Tina Marie or John B with the white girl?
No, see, but look at who you mentioned specifically. John B. Nigga, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Did I just
John B was that was his body closest chocolate. The nigga he married a black chick, they got divorced, and then he married another black chick. So he was in it for real.
Play Robin Thicke.
So like, yeah, he not Robin. Robin Thicke is kind of meh. It ain't the same.
Serena got her a mixed baby, and now she good.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how these people do it. Like you said, she wasn't really around black men like that when she was, I guess, younger and stuff. But I couldn't. I don't know. There's certain experiences, certain things that I've grown up listening to and being around, and I mean, I've had white friends, I've had white associates, and I don't mean like white friends just throwing that friend word out. I mean like house set for them because they trusted me that much, right? Like trusted me around their children type friend, and I still couldn't imagine like trying to date one of their sisters. I don't know. It's just me.
Okay, I got a serious question. I'm not going to stop bullshit.
Uh-huh.
Do you think it could possibly be a black don't crack post-wall competition between black women and quote unquote white women? Because they can't get them, when they're young per se. But when white ladies start falling off, they feel like they could catch them. I don't think it works that well, but I see that happening more often than not.
So you're trying to say that who looks worse at the age of 50 competition?
30, 40.
30, 40.
Yeah. I think right now amongst guys, it's less about how they look and more about how they act.
Well, I don't mean for the guys. I mean for the girls.
Wait, LAR,
they have their beauty competition going on.
It's
Uh,
crow's feet versus the belly, the white crow's feet
I,
versus the black belly.
I don't think it's even a competition. I think that's what I think it's more like a sales pitch for men. When black men actually use the black don't crack stuff, I'm gonna stay good looking young longer. And so it's a sales pitch, and I don't think it's really a competition.
Okay.
So
It's a
when they
curious
talk about
thing.
so then in other words, get a black wife because she's gonna look good longer, which is true, but that's just one factor.
Yeah, especially
Mhm.
if she stay fit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean, I don't think they care all that much if they've been marrying women that aren't going to age that well for this long. I don't know how much that's going to tip the scales.
Well, it's a sales pitch they have. They can't say we have a better attitude or we're more agreeable. What else do they have?
More malleable and agreeable. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Hey, so I put a couple links in the back chat, BGS.
Mm.
All right, we're not gonna play too many links, okay?
No, it's not a play. It's an article.
Okay, what is it? What is the article about?
It is Alexis's her husband's investment capital firms.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah, but yeah. This. I mean, I guess it's the rescue plan. The rescue plan, and me and Raj talked about this on his channel,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, you know what? Black men know too much. They know too much about me. They know too much about how things go down in the black community. So let me go over
Uh-huh.
here to these naive ass don't know what's really going on in the black community, non-black men, the
Good luck.
gullible ones, right? And that's what they think.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game plan. Let me go meet one of these. When they say sweet, oh, white
Yeah.
guys are so sweet. What they
Yeah.
really mean is this nigga
Okay.
gullible.
Okay. This fund is 2020. Okay. When did they get
Mhm.
married? And how much was he worth then?
Mm.
Oh, I mean, he already had initialized capital. He'd been had that.
How much was he worth then?
But okay, so there's a thing called not having your net worth being all that public. I mean, he's a venture capitalist,
He's a
you
venture
know,
capitalist. Okay.
in Silicon Valley. I mean,
It's called round numbers. Okay. How
okay,
much
okay,
was he worth then, sir?
okay, BGS. Okay. I mean, the dude was an early investor in Coinbase.
How much was he worth then?
Okay, you're right. You're right.
Okay. I am
You're
a
right.
STEM guy. Okay. I first tried to program my first computer in 1982. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm a tech guy. I don't act like it, but I'm a tech guy. So when I asked, because I actually did the research on the dude before they even got married. Okay. About how much the even Reddit wasn't worth that much back then.
Uh,
And Reddit was not worth that much, man. Go back and look.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to bring this up, but I don't hate to bring this up. One, Nas was an early investor in Coinbase, so we know how much he's worth. But at the same time, he was married to Serena at that time, and don't assume that he wasn't using some of her money as part of this capital.
Hmm.
And the third thing is, this was around the time she had that damn Chase commercial about financial abuse.
Hmm.
All right, I gotta go, yo. Thanks for the
Okay.
time.
All right.
Mm. Hey, BGS, you get my email? You may not have time to get. I sent it today. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, that dropped myself. If you're gonna argue the point, okay, and you have an argument, don't come up without enough. Say that she married up without some numbers,
Mm-hmm.
okay, without
That's
some numbers. You know, you can't do it after like 4 or 5 years after the fact. You got to do it then. Let's look at her net worth now. Serena Williams' net worth, because it was 134 million back then. See what her net worth is. I don't even know why we argue the point. Okay, at the time they married. Let's see. Let's see if it says. Okay. This, well, it's always an estimate, but you just put up
210 million.
100, yeah, 210 million. That's her net worth. And she's been, gotta remember, she was famous at 16. And she's what, 30, what, 38? She's been famous a long,
39.
over, yeah, 39. She's been
Nope,
famous for
nope, nope.
23
I take
years.
that back. 40.
40, okay. So you talk about her net worth. She's been worth a lot of money for a long time. This is not new. And she's got fame, okay. And she brought a lot of visibility to his name and also his brand. So just that alone, okay. She didn't marry up. She married down. And when people say, I know a lot of people say she married up because he's white. Okay. If that's marrying up, then that's marrying up because he's white. Other than that,
Whatever.
all the other metrics don't say that she married up. She married down. Anyway,
Hmm.
what people say, well, he was a venture capitalist. Well, okay. If you're a numbers guy, they'll give you an estimate of about how much the VC was worth. And back then, even back then, I think Reddit was only worth about 40-50 million dollars.
Hmm.
I don't know what it's worth today, but it was only about 40-50 million dollars back then. Anyhow,
Hey, did you get my email?
which one?
Well, I sent it today. I've been playing with the new Visual
Oh,
Studio.
yeah. And the AI and the predictive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's actually
yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. Well,
Yes, the,
it's been built into Word and other other word processors for a long time. So it's about time it got there. But I
hmm
guess programming is a little harder.
yeah, C# has a new feature that I know is going to piss a lot of C programmers off. You know how
Um,
you have to declare what you're using at the top
Eh, eh,
whenever
eh,
you try to create a class or a
Yeah,
structure or something.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Uh, C# has this new feature. You can type global and you can put it in one file. You don't ever have to worry about typing that ever again.
Yeah.
I just looked up the his net worth, but the way they got it is as of 2019 is 70 million, but he was married in 2017.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go to 16 to see what that was.
Yeah. 16 was $4 million. It was net worth.
They're saying 16 it was 40.
When they got married, it was when the net worth they gave at the time was
Oh,
of them being married was four
right. I
million
remember
dollars.
being. I tried to go a year before, and even though with the year before I just said, they tied it in the Serena. So my bad.
They're tied in Serena, basically. Even at his net worth at $70 million, 210 versus 70.
Yep, she made down
If she
without
married
question.
down, yeah. And 24 tries trying to come with no, 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 no. Numbers are numbers, man. Okay, I'm a numbers guy. If you can show me, but with numbers, with empirical proof, I'll believe you. But if you can't do that, man, the argument to me is over. I don't care what you believe. I don't know. With 24 tribes, was that you, Friedman? There might have been 24 tribes. You kept trying to show me. I get this all the time, right? Uh, People dance around the topic and they give me the wishy-washy stuff. I'm going through this now with the with a black economist about the chart I put up um, about the welfare cliff and how much women actually get benefits for. And they said, well, you have to look at your numbers. Okay, show me the, numbers that actually say that I'm wrong. Well, you have to. Well, basically, you have to remember this has come from a racist blog. I said,
Oh
okay,
boy,
fine.
not that.
I,
Okay.
I said, fine. I said, okay, well, show me numbers that counter what you're saying. Nobody can show me numbers. Unless you can show me numbers, I go through this with the COVID thing. Okay, well, COVID is killing people, right? The COVID vaccine is killing people. Okay, well, show me the numbers where it's killing people and how many. Well, the government is actually hiding the numbers, actually masking the deaths. So I said, okay. I said, well, then what numbers are you going by? Well, we're estimating. It doesn't mean anything to me. Show me some numbers. If you want to say that you have proof, you have an argument, show me something. Otherwise, you can't show me anything. If I show you numbers, you don't have numbers. Guess what? People with numbers win. And I don't know why it's such a, a trivial thing like Serena Williams marrying down. We have to have like a 30-minute argument over it. And you have an argue. You have basically you are arguing with your feelings instead of with data. I go by data. What's up, Jesse? He's on mute. Anyway, what else you guys want to talk about? We got maybe like 20 more minutes, and I'm gonna close it out.
Well, you see, my brother, because the white race is a class, my brother, and that's why Serena married up.
Okay. She wanted white womanhood, huh?
Whatever.
That would be the Hotep pro-black argument right there.
Here, I'm not.
It-
So
it-
why
it-
should I?
it- it's like a rich chick that's got it going on, gonna marry a homosexual because he got pretty eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
He
That's
had a
her
desired
business.
trait, but did she marry up or down?
Now, well, I will give her props. At least she didn't marry like a broke white dude. That would have been sad. If she would have just married like some regular dude that make like 50,000
Uh-huh.
or something like that, that would have been much worse.
Oh well.
But
Oh,
she
yeah.
did marry down. Like, cause there was this one chick. I think she was a millionaire. I'm not exactly sure, but she created like a successful. I can't remember the chick. But she created like a successful cosmetic line, and she married this broke white dude, and he wound up. It was suspected that he killed her for the money, but basically, she wound up dead, and of course, he inherited the business and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Like David Anthony actually right. She did kind of get clowned a little bit for marrying him, with all the other dudes that were worth more and more famous.
I don't think she even cared anymore. I mean, this chick was up here trying dog food.
Who? Serena?
Yeah. You didn't see that when she was admitted to like trying dog food on behest of her husband.
Yeah, some kind of goofy. Well, he put a wig on for her, so why not?
That's true.
Hey, it is what it is.
Touché.
I might be mistaken, but I think she dated Jackie Long at a point.
Who?
The dude that was in ATL. He's one of the characters in
I know you
ATL.
talk about. Yeah, the actor.
Yeah.
Kind of slim guy, slim black.
No, he's black, he's black. But the thing about it is that will roughly be in the same financial wheelhouse, and people looked at it sideways a little bit then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he's white, so it's all right.
I don't, I
really don't care.
I don't care either. I didn't think it was that big a deal.
Yeah. How did we even get on this topic? Because I've been watching since the stream started.
We're talking about divestors and swirling, and somebody brought up Serena Williams and her getting a divorce, and then all of a sudden they said, well, Serena married up, and I disagreed, and that's how come it kind of went off into his own little tangent.
Got you.
Divestors are already a sad bunch.
So how fine does a divestor have to be to take her back? Because I know it's coming.
How fine does she have to be to take her back? She got to move from her city and hide and pretend like she never dated a white boy. But she got a mixed baby. That's a telltale sign. Back in the day, it was no big deal. Okay, she dated a white guy, had a baby by a white guy. She came back into the community. It was no big deal, right? Now it's a big deal because the younger brothers aren't having it.
Yeah. I be looking side. I'm light skinned myself, but I be looking sideways when I be seeing a sister with a little light skinned baby. Like, hold on. Don't tell me you didn't got knocked up by old Richard there.
I'm thinking while I'm saying this, I'm clowning in my mind, but it's true. I mean, if you Black China attractive, you gonna still get that work or whatever? Because I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because guys have been. I've been on YouTube for a while, and I know and I've seen guys say one thing, but when them cheeks walk past their face, it's like just don't tell nobody. So these divestors, the guys taking them back is always a stickler for me because it's hilarious.
I mean, I think you always. I mean, you got to realize this, right? Earlier, Black men are not on code at this particular point in time, so you always gonna have at least a segment of men that will be willing to take him up. Like you mentioned earlier, what you said,
or at least smash them.
the Pookies, the Ray Ways, or whatever. I can't remember what term you said exactly. The homosexuals you said.
Yeah.
And you always gonna have that small group of like shit. I'll smash. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll always get smashed. That's not.
I
That's
mean,
cool.
yeah. If they come back and homosexual, if you get a homosexual, basically, they can always get a homosexual.
I
Yep.
personally think we on code when it comes to that ass. I just, other shit we not on code with. But, when she fine, we get on code somehow.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, fine women, depending how fine are they? If they're H9s or 10s, they get exceptions. They all do.
Mm-hmm.
Even a white woman that's 8, 9, or 10, she fucking black dude, she get an exception too.
That's
Right.
why I'm
If
asking, like,
if Kim Kardashian really want to get married to a white dude, she probably get an exception.
Damn.
because what about the sixes and fives ain't really divest and they just getting screwed because ain't nobody looking. But
But those
they
they're the one
thinking,
they're the ones that talking the loudest though.
yeah. So so you think they can just come back into the fold?
Yep. I mean, with the older guys, I mean, I would say my generation, I'm a millennial, so I'll be 31. Um, we are less likely than previous generations to accept that type of BS.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. I know a bunch of millennials that are make six figures or close to six figures
Mm-hmm.
that don't have any children, haven't been married,
Mm-hmm.
and they just have a low tolerance policy. No low tolerance policy.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part is that they're not able to, I guess, find other women to marry for whatever reason. I got a bunch of guys that are successful financially and stuff like that. I mean, they do
Mm-hmm.
well with women, but they just haven't found. Like it's always the same BS with pursuing ADOS black women at the end of the day. You always gonna come across the same
Mm-hmm.
key issues. And a lot of brothers are just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go out to DR and Colombia and Brazil, have a little fun, and live that bachelor lifestyle, basically.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Going forward, that's the way it's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, only thing I would wish is the brothers would look, maybe find a suitable wife. But you live your life. You gotta do what you gotta do. Live your life however
Yeah,
you
I ain't
want.
gonna lie. I wanted to punch a hole. Almost wanted to punch a hole in the wall after that video you posted yesterday, BGS.
About what? Oh, about the welfare cliff?
Yeah, the welfare cliff. I was
Why?
like,
I mean, why? I mean, it's not. We always knew it was something, right? But
I,
thing is, you didn't know
I
exactly.
knew it was something, but
You didn't
I
know the
didn't know the
numbers.
depths of it. I didn't know you broke it. The depths of it. I didn't know it was that baked in that a dude making $50,000 a year still isn't enough. And the depths, I didn't.
The thing is it started because Art of Itmore actually posted something right in the back chat, and he said, okay, actually posted. I actually showed the video that they played about why women thought that $50,000 a year wasn't enough, right? Wasn't a decent amount of money. And so I remember seeing the chart, so I just went back and got it, and actually started doing some research on it, right? And that's what came up. So I just showed you the numbers. I said I'm not saying that's the only reason, but I'm saying that's one of the reasons. But that's one reason that actually makes sense because if you look at it, basically all women care about is lifestyle, and if you're not can provide a certain lifestyle, then yeah, you know. In fact, I had women actually come in and actually say, yeah, we play those games with the government money, with child support, not child support, but food stamps and
Hmm.
Section 8 and that kind of stuff. They actually play games with that. So it's not the first time.
I watched the video and it kept spinning around in my head
Yeah,
about the cost of living in the last 30 or 40 years. I
yeah,
think that became the issue. Because if anybody remembers, roughly
yeah,
say 90s, 80s,
yeah,
you can the price of an apartment or a home or mortgage was vastly different than it
yeah,
is
yeah,
now.
yeah. Let me answer this real quick. Ray Hanma. Okay. When did I ever say I was a feminist? Go back and find it. If you actually pull the tape, go back and
Prove it.
find it. Yeah, I don't think anybody can tell you that I ever said I was a feminist. People put things on like you're a liberal. You voted for Biden. All kinds of
That's
stuff.
so insulting for them to call you that. So insulting.
Yeah, I never said that. But he said Kevin said it, but Kevin said it with tongue in cheek. Now I never said it. But anyway, where were we? I'm gonna start reading from the chat because it slows things down.
Hey,
It
hey, can
stops
you
moving.
guys hear me clearly?
You go ahead, Meech.
Hey,
Yeah, go ahead, man.
yeah, on that video. So I want to give you a little bit of pushback on that video, right? The welfare deal. So, and it's not
Cliff,
that
yeah.
your numbers are your information is absolutely correct. But listen to what I'm saying because it's nuance in it, right? Most of these
Uh
chicks that are on welfare, they don't know the numbers that they're getting. They don't know how much they're being subsidized. All they know is that they're being subsidized.
huh.
So what I don't agree with is that when they look at is they're not getting with guys that make 50,000 because of $70,000 worth of benefits because they don't know those numbers. And most of them, I would say, don't really even know how far $50,000, what $50,000 can actually get you because they don't have to, right? They're not paying. A lot of them have never even paid full rent or full utility or for a full phone bill by themselves. What it is that this six-figure thing, even before Kevin got big, it was the six-figure thing became a popular thing. It was a trendy thing to say you got to make at least six figures. So for them, they're going with the trend of it, and the reason they can afford to go with the trend of it is because they're being subsidized, right?
Yeah.
Can I?
We know what we talked about before. That the policy is that if you're not hungry, then you can afford to be. When you're not hungry, then you can be
Sorry.
a little more picky. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. And okay. In other words, basically, it's not that they know how much the benefits. Well, actually, they do not know how much the benefits actually are. They can tell you down to the penny. If you ever talk to a chick on welfare, she knows exactly how much money she's going to get and where it's going to come from and how much it costs because they
Mm-hmm.
network
So
like that. That's number one. Hold on a second. But the thing
Okay.
is, if you're making $50,000, you live someplace, you drive a certain kind of car, you live a certain lifestyle, right? A chick can actually date you, fuck you one time, and tell you exactly what kind of lifestyle that you have, right? Does it compare
That's
to
true.
hers? Okay, they're not looking at the total amount of money that you make. They're looking at the lifestyle that you live. Can you replace her lifestyle if she marries you with the benefits that
I
she
got you.
lose? They, trust and believe, okay? And LAR can tell you these welfare chicks that actually are on it like that, they know exactly how much money they get coming in. They do, and how much it's worth.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say it in a different way because they don't have to know the amount. All they gotta know is how much they take home at the end of the month, and how much you got at the end of the month.
Yep.
If y'all roughly in the same ballpark, it's a no go.
Yeah, because they know because women got to remember women talk to each other,
They
and
dealing on the net, not the gross, gentlemen. On the
yeah,
net.
and they know how much because the social worker gonna sit down and tell them say about child care, right? They know child care right now costs about $500-600 a month, right? They know that per child. Okay, they know that because if the social worker doesn't tell them, their girlfriends will tell them. They know about how much Section 8 is, even though they pay 150. They know what the rent is. Okay, they know how much food stamps are. Okay, they add all that stuff up. Don't believe that these bitches are stupid, as dumb as you think they are. They play dumb, but they know. I talk to them. They know exactly how much. They know exactly. They can.
They
They,
might not
sometimes
be that good at reading and writing, but them hoes real good at math.
they can.
Don't underestimate them.
They can calculate a check. They can calculate a check. Trust and believe they can calculate. I've heard them calculate checks. I heard them tell each other how much child support they can get from a guy and how much he can make. In fact, they had a chick. She had 6 baby daddies, right? And she says, "Why do I have 6 baby daddies versus one?" She actually ran down the numbers. Okay,
I remember that.
yeah, they're not stupid. And if they are stupid, they got girlfriends that are not stupid, so they know.
The reason why guys stop saying what they do for a living is because we were the ones slow. Like every woman of every class an age could price you out the minute you tell her where you work.
What you do? Yeah, she sure can.
So
She sure. She.
they knew our jobs before they knew our last names.
Yeah. Yep. Now,
And
what's
you
important?
know, you
Go
know
ahead.
what, BJ? As much as they don't like truck drivers, they say I don't like truck drivers. They love that truck driver money.
Yeah.
They don't like it's like you gone too long. Hey, you might be fucking this and fucking that. Yeah, bitch, I
Yeah.
probably am, but none of
Yeah.
your business.
Yeah. Basically, what bothers truckers is that um, the higher class chicks don't want to deal with truckers. The more educated chicks don't want to deal with truckers because he's not at home. Even though the trucker might make more, like sometimes double the money that they do, which doesn't make sense. So it's not always about money. As far as it's the so-called class structure of what they call a high value man. It's also the status and all kind of other stuff that goes into
Look
it.
at that rat birds. Look at that. They all cockeyed right there.
One thing I can say about that type of lifestyle, it ain't just truckers, but when nobody knows when you coming and leaving, because
Mm-hmm.
the trucker could get off early and get back.
Mm-hmm.
That is a problem. Because if you gone, I could tell you gone all the time, but I can price out, oh, this person going from 9 to 5, or they work 10 hours. Truckers not necessarily. He might say, I'm going for 2 days, and he might come back. And like, what you doing here? What is he doing here is the question. Like, that part throws a lot of chicks off. I got a bunch of friends that are truckers, so even though
You right, LAR. You are so right, because they never knew when I was coming or when I was going. I kept
Yeah.
them on their goddamn toes.
Yeah. Yep. At Cut the Bull, if you want to come up, man, the numbers are the numbers, man. And basically, when I put that stuff out, basically, it's there's actually an argument because the high value chicks, they don't want to date a dude that makes 50K. Those chicks that were up there doing that interview, those are actually educated women. I actually talked to a lot of guys that are actually upwardly mobile and educated. They do not want to date a $50,000 a year guy. If nothing else, Kevin Samuel's show shows you they don't want to date a 50K guy. So I don't know where you get this from.
BGS.
Yes, sir.
I know you're not a fan of people being stupid or playing stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Does it aggravate you when you listen to his show and he asks a direct question and they start blinking like that and say, I don't understand the question?
Oh yeah. It pisses me off because they know the answer. That's when you know they know the answer.
Okay.
Yeah, Cut the Bull. If you want to come up and argue, man, you're welcome to come up and argue, man. Because basically, I don't know what When I first put it out, I actually put it out as a question. I didn't put it out as a definitive answer. I said that from the very beginning. It's a lot of variables. But the thing is, why does every woman out of her mouth say 50K is not enough? And we're not, because I know the upper class women say it all the time. 50K is not enough, constantly. In fact, they say minimum is 100K for an upper class chick. Otherwise, if they find a dude that's 50K, they're dating down for a reason. And they call that settling. So I don't know where you get your information from because that's not what I'm hearing. Anyway.
I think guys don't realize they'll settle for 50K a year sex, not 50K a year relationships.
No. And
You know,
what do they always say? If he's ambitious and he can in the future earn more, that's a different equation. But you had a guy, the roommates. He said he was a teacher, and he's an educated guy. He's now a upperly mobile guy. He said it was him complaining about the 50K. So I don't know how you figure that. Yeah, the fresh and fit. The guys come on fresh and fit, and KS say 100K minimum. No, you want to come up and say I'm being disingenuous? Come on up, man. You know, I don't know how you figure I'm being disingenuous. Okay, I didn't. I'm not the one going around. I mean, how many people have heard that black women of all classes say 50K is not enough?
I hear that all the time, and I see it all the time.
I'm
Mainly the college educated women, particularly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Oh
kind of
yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, LAR.
I kind of just get a chuckle out of since Kevin blew up, and congratulations to that again. But it's all now it's a bunch of high value men and $100,000 a year women. Like, what the hell y'all been all these years? Because y'all coming up at a enormous clip now. Like,
Yeah.
the math don't add this up. I'm sorry.
They're auditioning because COVID's happening. They're auditioning now because they think the benefits are actually going to get cut out. But unmute Mr. Marcus, and if you want to jump in. And Charles coming with his late ass, man, toward the end of the program.
Yeah,
He late to class, boss.
disrespect.
He
I
late
don't
to
want to come on
class.
your. I hate to come on your panel.
No, I was talking about Mr.
I
Ted.
hate to
But
just
go ahead, Mr.
jump on your
Marcus.
panel all late and shit.
That's all right.
No, I
Oh,
hate to
you've
come
been
on
in the
your panel
chat
so
though.
late and everything, but I'm in the chat talking shit. But really, I mean, I've been to 5 countries so far in 2021, and
Okay, cool.
I've dated all kinds of women, but I still am attracted to black women.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a lot of fuckery in the United States, but even overseas, you still get a smidgen of it. So, because they're very influenced by our music, movies we make. They may not admit it, but they look up to us as Black Americans. So
That's true.
I see. I'm in Salvador Bahia for like 10 days now. I see the women here.
But Marcus, what generation are you?
I'm a boomer. I'm an old ass. So
what did I say at the beginning of it? All this stuff. What did I
I
say?
know. I
It's a
know. I
boomer and
know. I know.
generation X what issue,
I
right?
know.
All
I
right. Well,
know.
but continue.
Yeah, but my daughter is a millennium, and I see how she behaves, and I raised her the best I could. But I just hope my baby girl doesn't turn out to be as delusional as the ones I see calling Kevin Samuels, looking for a good man after being ran through. I mean, she don't have no babies or nothing, but I just pray that my daughter, because I was married for 21 years, brother, but I'm divorced now. I'm hoping that my daughter, she's 36. I'm
Yeah, pray for her. She's 36. Yeah, pray for her.
hoping that she. I hope that shit don't happen. I hope it don't happen.
Pray for her, man.
They move like their peers, man. That's all it comes down to. They're gonna move
I
like
pray
their
that
peers.
shit don't happen. I pray that shit don't happen. I'm in Brazil. These women are so feminine.
Yeah.
There's some look good, some look fat, but they respect their man. Their man could be directing traffic into a restaurant and she's holding on to his arm like Bill Gates.
Like he's Bill Gates. Yep.
Fine black women don't speak a lick of English and they're respecting that man. And I get envious. I look at it like, God damn. If I go back to LA, I can't get that.
Well, I tell you, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn.
I tell you, man. If I tell you, here's what you do, man. You go down to Home Depot, right? You go to the tools section, right? You get you just some knee pads.
The one in Pasadena, yeah.
The big old thick knee pads that the workers use, okay? And then get out on your knees, man. Start praying for hours at a time. That's what you're gonna need. Especially if she's in LA.
You can manifest a
Do I have to pray to the east? Do I have to pray to the east?
You probably have to pray straight up at this point to the North Star.
Yeah, you need to stop punching down on my
respect, man. I'll another brother come on the panel, man. I just want to have.
Yeah, cause my daughter, she's 30. My daughter's 33, and I'm having the same problem. We're in LA. Same thing, man. Same attitude. So it is what it is. I don't think she wants to get married at this point. So hopefully not, because that's good for her. Go ahead, Charles or PK. Jump in.
I know Charles want to talk, man. He always talkative. He got it.
Nigga, we got to be on time because I only got like 10 minutes left. I'm actually extending it.
PK, we sure missed you earlier. We were talking trucking.
Hey, let me say this to LAR before he drops down, right?
Okay.
So, you know about the stupidity and BJ not like the stupid ass people and the people that come up to Kevin's channel. Here's what I say. What really gets me is that they hear what's being spoken about, and then they come up and they speak about it as though we're going to forget that we already spoke about shit. That's what really gets me.
That's true. I don't know. I've had this channel for like almost 7 years, man. And I don't know one time I ever said I was actually a feminist. But people hear what they want to hear. PK, you want to jump in?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just came on. I seen you was on, so I was like, let me come talk to my favorite boomer.
I
You
heard
know.
that.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
we,
man.
we we were trucking earlier, man. So and they actually brought you up
What I
because
miss?
in other words, saying um, a lot of people are saying that there's a lack of saying there's a lack of drivers. Some people said there aren't. I said it's obvious, man. Everybody's complaining about it for various reasons.
You know
Well,
what I wanted to
there's
say,
been.
BGS? You just reminded me. So right now, say I moved out of New Orleans, right?
Hmm.
Probably about I think I told you that like last month.
Yeah.
But right now there's a lack of CDL licensed drivers
Hmm.
for the school buses in New Orleans, as well as the garbage drivers. So now there's a huge garbage situation where it's like the garbage ain't getting picked up on time. Like you got like going days. Like so basically in New Orleans they used to have like 2 or 3 garbage days.
Yeah.
So now they had to bring it down to like 1 garbage day a week
God damn.
from 2 or 3 just so they could keep up with the
Yeah.
you know getting the garbage and stuff because of the lack of drivers and other issues and stuff like that.
Well, there's two
Haven't they been
major.
on
Go
strike since
hire
like
some of them
the
heifers
summertime?
at the projects to get that shit done since they want that equal rights shit.
Well, the issue is in terms of sanitation. The issue is that like if you're a truck driver, I'm not sure. You'd have to remind me, AL, because you may know. I don't know if it takes a Class A or Class B. It may be a Class B since it's a smaller
B,
truck.
B.
Yeah. So I mean, like a lot of people ain't trying to do that. It's not a desired job in the first place. In certain areas, it pays different as well. So, for instance, if you move up to the Northeast, you're gonna get paid, damn near $100,000 plus. But if you're down south, you'll be lucky to get 50, 60. So, I mean, it's different depending on where you're at. But I mean, overall in the trucking industry, like you were saying earlier, BGS, yeah, there is a shortage. There's been a shortage for a long time now. I mean, this isn't really new
Yeah.
news.
Yeah.
This
And
is
now
part of the reason why they
it just
wanted to
got
lower
worse.
the age. Yeah, they
Yeah.
wanted to lower the age for
Yeah.
interstate trucking from
Yeah.
I think it was 21 to 18, so that they can start getting kids fresh out of high school. So
Yeah.
I mean, there's been this issue going on for a while. I mean, hell, right now you got the ports blocked up in
In
your
LA.
state in
Yeah.
California. Yeah.
Yeah. In my city. Yeah.
So I mean, there's been a
Yeah.
shortage of drivers as well as issues with the ports over there. So I mean,
But basically, okay, the thing is that the ports move at a constant pace, right? In other words, there's limited space. There's only so many loaders and stuff like that. So once you get behind, guess what's going to happen? You get further and further behind. So you need to have more drivers, more people actually come and actually alleviate it, right? So
Right.
now, and once it gets backed up, it takes a long time to get it unbacked up. They've been watching this stuff for like the last 3-4 months.
well, yeah, there's also the issue just in terms of truck driving on the truck driver
Uh huh.
side of thing is that most people don't like to go into California in the first place because things are much more strict there in terms of
Yeah.
trucking
Yeah.
laws. And you guys also have damn near what's it called? I don't know if it's Border Patrol or what the fuck that shit is, but y'all got like random stops or whatever where you just have
Yeah.
the fucking DOT waiting on the side of the road to come
Yeah.
check
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Truck stops.
Um,
Yeah.
and a lot of drivers don't like to go over there. Not only that, when you're going to the port, because I used to do port work off and on in Savannah, Georgia,
Yeah.
and just going to the port in general because you have to go through customs is just a headache, and you don't get
Yeah.
paid extra for sitting and waiting.
Yeah. That's true.
Especially, huh?
Now I was saying Seaport.
No, I mean, yeah, I did Seaport, but I did both. I did rail and sea. So this was a while ago. It was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it just isn't worth the money that you get paid. And not only that, from time to time you may have to bribe the port workers depending on whether or not you have certain licenses, because you have to have specific licenses to just get into the port. And usually trucking companies have to pay that. And if you don't actually, if the trucking company isn't paying it, you got to bribe somebody that works there. Essentially, it's damn near a bribe.
He's right, BGS. Right after 9/11,
and all that stuff. They locked them ports down so tough on truckers. You gotta have an OSHA, you gotta have this permit, that permit, and the
Yeah.
third. That's why a lot of dudes say, "Why you want to haul containers?" I ain't trying to pay all that goddamn extra money for these little funky permits just to haul a load. It's a waste of time. I can go ahead and book something my goddamn self.
Hmm. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean they're going to have to figure out how to streamline it a little bit. Like I said, truckers got the nation by the nuts right now if they really want to.
So how far away
This
do
shit
you
is
think
DOT's fault. They
trucking
too they rigged out
industry
the industry
is?
too tough.
But what
How
thing is, but now truckers got the whole nation by the nuts. If they want changes, it's now the time to actually ask for the changes.
how far do you think they are from I guess automating the trucking industry? About 15 years.
Okay. What's holding it up is the bill in Congress about the insurance,
Hmm.
about the liability. Okay, if they get the liability issue cleared up, you talk about 5.
Oh damn. Okay.
I mean, nothing will ever be fully automated before they actually to start making an impact. 5. They already got the trucks. The trucks are
Right.
already running. Okay,
Right.
they've been testing the trucks since 2014. The trucks are already there. The thing is, the liability issue is what they're actually fussing over. And Congress, there's a bill. Uh, Congress actually the House actually passed the bill, but the Senate hasn't, and that's what's holding everything up. And the truckers actually went down there uh, to to Congress, to Washington D.C. said, "Hey, if you pass this bill, we're actually going to stop everything." So they held the bill. So we'll see
I
how
might be,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I might be pushing it when I say this, but do you think we're part of this infrastructure bill that they're supposed to do whatever, that they're trying to build a lane for those automated trucks in particular?
Okay, the problem is not building a lane for the trucks. Okay, they can do that. The problem is putting in the communication, which is the 5G, that the automated trucks talk to, talk not only talk to each other, but also to back to the main AI. That's the issue. That's what most of the stuff is actually built for. What they really want to do is get people out of cars, because if you remove the human beings from the cars, then the liability goes way down because all the other cars can talk to each other.
That's actually what I mean about the lane. It wasn't about it was about getting less liability when all automated trucks are on a
Yeah,
particular road.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, Mike V. That's just one of them. The one before that was it? What Mercedes Benz? I forget what company it was. It was actually Volvo. It's actually
Volvo and Mercedes were the two
yeah,
BGs that were built.
and they were actually running in Nevada like a couple of years before True. So they've been running a while. The biggest hurdle, to my knowledge, is still the bill in the Senate that can't get passed. That's the biggest hurdle.
Old Mitch McConnell stomping ground holding it up. You wonder why. The poets state in the union always doing the most hating, but the most big in the other states just subsidize them.
Yeah, could be,
Yeah, could be.
could be. Now, anybody else?
Anybody else?
Because we got about
We
5
got
more
about
minutes.
5 more minutes.
I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a good one.
All
all
right.
right. Take
Thanks,
care.
LAL.
Appreciate you, BJS. I'm out too. Appreciate
All
you.
right.
All
All
right.
right. Keep. Anybody else?
Take it easy. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Hey, y'all take it easy.
All right, Meech.
I guess
So I was
everybody's holding
joking.
up.
I was joking with my friend saying Biden is coming for that side hustle money.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
That-
He's trying. I don't think that. I don't think. Somehow I don't think that bill will pass because it's. Um, w- Americans don't like you digging into their privacy like that.
right.
So if it does pass, that means if that bill passes, then there's other shit that's actually gonna follow it. It's like, whoa, Nelly, take your money out of the banks, you know,
Oh yeah.
because
Is it? Is it?
there's other shit coming.
Is
Go ahead,
it?
PK.
Is this its own standalone bill?
No, it's actually linked to actually inside the bill, the what is it? The whatchamacallit bill, the
I don't know.
infrastructure bill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That and actually uh, taking money away from the HBCUs is all inside the same bill. So if it
Yeah,
passes, all this other stuff will pass.
I haven't done research on the whole HBCU thing, but they had a couple black people on social media defending it, saying that okay, this is what's really going on,
Hmm.
which kind of sound like some BS. But I haven't had time to really dig and look into it. They were basically saying that okay, Joe Biden is really not taking any money from the HBCUs. In so many words.
Well, people are pretty upset about it, so there must be something.
Hey, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, smoke that's fire, but the IRS bill is not the bill, but the thing is that statute is in there, but Congress has to pass that kind of stuff because they're dealing with banking and codes, and you can't do that without Congress. That's a tough nut to crack. So I think the a lot of people will actually get that out of the bill. So some stuff is going to have to come out of that bill. I'd be shocked if it passes, but the thing is, anything can happen in this kind of climate.
In terms of the economy, do you see? And this is just my thought, right?
Hmm.
I had an economic question for you to see what your take was.
Hmm.
Um, are you thinking that they're gonna continue? Or do you think that they're gonna raise interest rates? Number one, and number two, do you think that that's gonna cause the inflation that I predicted, a while ago?
I think you're going to get inflation anyway. Uh, that seems to be what's happening right now. You're gonna get, because of wages, just wages alone, inflation is going to come, right? Uh, Paying truckers more, the rates are going up. Got to pay more people more money to go back to work. Inflation is going to come anyway, right? Um, will interest rate raise inflation? Yes. Okay. The thing is that the only reason that they're not raising rates is because um, it'll bring a shock to the banks. The only way banks make money is to borrow money on one hand and loan it out on the other. In other words, if you borrow a dollar, you can actually loan it out 8 times. But the thing is, if it costs you more money to actually get the money in the first place, and your reserve rate is already low, um, then it's going to cause a shock to the banks and actually drive them into the red. Which is why they haven't raised it in like 13 years, is because the banks were so far in the red that any kind of shock would actually cause them to spiral out into default. So
Damn.
in fact, they're still uh, pushing money to the banks. So, if the banks are not out of the woods, so if you get a interest rate increase, it'll be small. And the last time he tried it was like 2 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. He tried it for like a month or so, and the bank
To crumble.
started shaking, and then he pulled it back. So we'll see. It depends on the banks what kind of shape the banks are in, and we don't really know that. But we'll see if he tries to raise it. That'll tell you if
Yeah,
that
because
makes
last
sense.
time they tried to do it, I remember, was it Dutch Bank? The whole
No,
Dutch
no,
Bank
no, no.
was it?
The
It was
Deutsche,
Deutsche
no,
Bank.
no, it was the Deutsche Bank came after. But the thing
Okay,
is,
I
yeah,
can't remember.
and Deutsche Bank has nothing to do with the Fed rate.
Well,
Um,
yeah, global borrowing and whatnot.
yeah, but the thing is, the Fed rate is not going to affect Deutsche Bank as much as it will local banks. The thing is, the local banks, you got to remember, there's like Deutsche Bank is only like 50 trillion. Basically, if you take the big four have like over 200 trillion dollars of these assets all locked away. So, and the whole
Yeah.
thing of lowering quantitative easing is to give them enough capital to actually start paying down some of this bad paper. So that's what it's for.
So are we printing to the moon? Like I don't know if they. I thought the idea, from what I've been hearing, this is just word on the street, is that Jay Powell was talking about potentially, we may have to raise rates
Hmm.
here pretty soon. So I don't know how that's going to look for the obvious. Well, like you said, it's going to cause a shock to the system, and we may
Yeah.
have multiple banks fail. But how's that? What what does this mean? You know what I mean? It's like new info that I'm coming across. So I was
Yeah.
curious to see what your take was, if that was a possibility in your mind. I don't think it's a very real possibility, but I also think that we're in
We'll see.
crazy times. So
Yeah, we'll see. The Fed's cracking down on Cash App has to do with certain rules. So um, I haven't seen the article today, but what I've read is it's a suggestion. That's what the $600 uh, total was about. Um, right now it's 20,000. In other words, they can't really look at your Cash App account unless it's like over $20,000. Okay, unless you actually have it listed as a business account. So So as of right now, until something changes, unless it's dramatic, then it's still up in the air about Cash App. Even then, it wouldn't even start to 2022, even if they did pass it. But as far as banking laws and that kind of stuff, it's got to be passed by Congress. Okay, they can suggest it. The Treasury can't do it. The Congress has to pass. It has to change the law. And that's how come they actually made the suggestions back in March, and and what the first thing they say is a suggestion, yes, but Congress has to pass the bill. And if Congress doesn't pass the bill, nothing's going to change. So
They
that's
can't
that's
get
what I know.
shit past fucking retards.
Depending on what side of the aisle you're on, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't give a shit. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
yeah. No, that's not. It said a 1099K will go to most people in 2022. That's what they're saying. But the thing is that it's a suggestion. That bill hasn't passed.
Anyway, thanks for the answer, BGS. I'm gonna hop
Yeah,
off since you wanted to go. So I appreciate you.
yeah, yeah. It's that time. All right.
All
Closing thoughts,
right,
Jesse.
guys. Uh, nah, we can just roll. Peace. Thank you for having
All
me
right.
on.
All
Gotta
right.
go.
Peace.
Oh well, question for you
Yeah.
before you get off. When the next live stream be doing? Doing anything this weekend?
I said I was going to actually do a live stream for the patrons on Sunday, so I'll probably do that.
Okay, got
So
it.
if you're a patron, I'll probably make the announcement and do a live stream on Sunday for the patrons behind the wall.
All right, sounds good.
All right. All right,
Peace.
folks. Peace.